region. The Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly has intensified public education and awareness campaigns to encourage greater vigilance during the rainy season following last month's devastating floods which claimed 34 lives through building collapses and drowning. The mayor of Cape Coast, Justice Arthur, said the Assembly is implementing a series of sensitization initiatives to help residents identify flood-prone areas, adopt preventive safety measures, and reduce the risk of flood-related disasters across the metropolis.
6 lives were tragically lost to collapsed buildings and drowning in the Cape Coast metropolis during the heavy rains many residents have described as the city's worst flooding in recent history. Speaking at the funeral service of a 7-year-old drowning victim in Cape Coast, the Metropolitan Chief Executive, Justice Arthur, recounted the circumstances that led to the recovery of the child's body, extending his condolences to the bereaved family.
On 19th June 2026, that is when Cape Coast recorded one of the highest and historical rainfall in the metropolis. And as a result of that, we lost about 6 individuals to the mercy of this rain. However, we mentioned that one of them was carried away by the water. Unfortunately, we couldn't find him. We searched everywhere with the family. We couldn't find him. Just after 2 weeks that we were informed that the body is found. So we ought to come to the family, and because he's a young boy at the age of 7 years, the family need to bury him. So I came here to represent His Excellency the President, represent the Member of Parliament, just to commiserate with the family, sympathize with the family. The father is alive, the mother is alive. So it's very unfortunate.
Mr. Arthur also stated that the Assembly has intensified public education and sensitization campaigns to help residents adopt preventive measures aimed at reducing flood-related tragedies in the metropolis.
We have taken the opportunity also to educate and sensitize the people as to what we can do to prevent such future occurrences. Now, the Metropolitan Assembly and the Member of Parliament have taken the cost of the funeral as well as the casket. We sympathize with them. We sympathize with the family. It's very unfortunate and it's very sad.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lisol Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
But still on floods, the National Disaster Management Organization is calling for more corporate bodies and individuals to support victims during recent devastating floods, describing disaster response as a shared national responsibility. The appeal comes as Malcolm Ghana donated relief items to support affected families, with NADMO commending the company for what it describes as a timely act of solidarity and urging others to follow suit. My colleague Namoko has more.
The donation includes essential relief items expected to support families displaced by the recent floods, many of whom continue to appeal for food, clothing, and other basic necessities. Receiving the items on behalf of government, NADMO Director, Major Retired Dr. Joseph Bikani Koyon, described the gesture as a demonstration of national solidarity, stressing that responding to disasters requires the collective support of corporate institutions, organizations, and individuals.
Today we are receiving from Malcolm. It is something that we are praying that others out there will watch and then emulate their action. That when it happens this way, yes, it is the responsibility of government, but as citizens we are all concerned. And so it is good news that they have started showing interest, and not just interest, but have come to commit to the cause of resolving the disaster that has happened to all of us.
However, Public Relations Officer at Melcom Ghana, Joseph Bomegbe, says the donation forms part of its corporate social responsibility and reflects its commitment to supporting communities during times of crisis.
So Melcom as a brand sees corporate social responsibility as something very important. So once we heard that something like this has happened in Ghana where we are, there is a need for us to come out and then support as much as we can.
NADMO then urges more institutions and individuals to join the national response to help families rebuild their lives. Now more course report read to you.
The chairman of the Economic and Social Development Committee of the Council of State says the aftermath of last Monday's devastating floods is worse than initially feared, warning that blocked waterways, illegal development, and heaps of refuse could trigger a serious public health crisis if urgent action is not taken. He made the remarks during a joint assessment tour with the National Disaster Management Organization of some of the hardest hit communities in Accra. Namoko once again.
The assessment took officials to flood-affected communities where they inspected clogged drains, reclaimed waterways, and piles of refuse left behind by the floods. Chairman of the Economic and Social Development Committee of the Council of State, His Royal Majesty Drolo Boso Adamte, says the extent of destruction and environmental degradation is alarming and requires immediate intervention.
And as council, we'll take our recommendation or our observation to the entire council and see what we can also add as part of our advice to the president or to government.
He also questioned the continued construction of permanent structures on waterways, saying authorities must identify those responsible and enforce existing laws to prevent future flooding.
Observing it, and hearing from his perspective, he considered temporal structures, but we see blocks. Temporal structures will be wooden. Yes. But these are blocks, so it doesn't look like temporal structures. These are permanent structures that people have actually gone ahead to do so. Fresh ones and ongoing. Yeah, fresh ones. But it's good for us to get to the bottom of it. How did they get here? Who authorized them? By whose authority and also by whose permission? Because what is happening here is dangerous. We could see that some of them is standing waterways. And also coming here to see the reclaiming is something that ought to be addressed ASAP.
The Council of States says the findings from the assessment will contribute to ongoing efforts to strengthen flood prevention measures and protect communities from future disasters. Now more course report read to you.
Students of the University of Cape Coast have been encouraged to cultivate purposeful leadership, resilience, and personal growth as they prepare to make meaningful contributions beyond the classroom. The call was made at the Up Summit 2.0, where speakers challenged participants to develop the right mindset, safeguard their mental well-being, and pursue excellence with clarity of purpose, stressing that these qualities are essential for effective leadership and long-term success.
The Up Summit 2.0 was organized by the Junior Common Room Committee of Atlantic Hall at the University of Cape Coast. Chairman for the summit and Greater Accra Regional Gonja Community Chief, His Royal Majesty Ajawula Okitikata I, outlined the focus of the summit, urging participants to embrace purposeful leadership and continue self-development.
Leadership is not defined by titles or positions. Rather, it is demonstrated through service, responsibility, discipline, and the courage to make difficult decisions for the greater good. Every student gathered here today possesses the potential to become a leader in government, business, academia, science, entrepreneurship, or community development. I also wish to commend the leadership of Atlantic Hall, the Hall Master, Fellows, and the JCR executives for their vision, commitment, and hard work in organizing this important summit. Your dedication to nurturing leadership among students deserves the highest commendation.
Former president of the Atlantic Hall, Alidu Ramadan, underscored the significance of Maslow's hierarchy of needs as a tool of empowerment.
Economists will state $1 today is not $1 tomorrow, in the sense that money, that is value of money, it depreciates. So let's say the money that you used to struggle to go and buy iPhone 15 Pro Max, if I use it to buy maybe 10 goats, probably in every 1 year, goat give birth to twice a year. So meaning if the goat is giving birth to one, you can imagine by 3 years later how many goats you could have. But today young men and women will rush and go and use the money to buy rich things, luxurious things, where we have not gotten to that standard. So I want to urge each and every one of us that as we want to become leaders, as we want to transform to become leaders that we want to be, let us try our possible best to make sure Abraham Maslow's theory of needs be our guide. Let us make sure we follow this principle. With this principle, I'm sure we are going to get to where we want to be.
The SRC president-elect of the University of Cape Coast, Emmanuel Naneje Champon, reminded participants to view challenges as stepping stones to success.
So I want to encourage students here, whether in level 100, level 200, 300, 400, 500, or 600, you need to understand that whatever challenge you are going through is part and parcel of the whole prize. It will make your story even better. Do you understand? So failure is part of success. Once you learn that, it will propel you, it will be a fuel. And lastly, your motivation should not be you. Your motivation should be outside of you.
Chief Executive Officer of Emefa Group and Board Chairperson of the Ghana Domain Name Registry, Reverend Dr. Nanaya Owusu-Prempeh, emphasized the importance of protecting and developing the human brain.
Project your brain with thinking about good things. Project your brain. Let people see what you can do by doing what your brain is directing you to do. Good things. What you put inside will definitely come out.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lisol-Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
From Central, let me take you to the Ashanti region. Authorities in the Bosomtwe district have begun destroying equipment used by illegal miners operating on land near Lake Bosomtwe in the Ashanti region. Now, the DCE for Bosomtwe, Abdullah Hamid, led a team to destroy mechanized water pumping systems used for the mining activity. Now, the Assembly is considering declaring the Bosomtwe enclave a security zone, banning all forms of mining to protect the lake and biodiversity. Erastus Asare Donko was there in our reports.
The DCE for Bosomtwe, Abdullah Hamid, led a team of officers from the Police, NADMO and Forestry Commission to clear the illegal mining activity close to Lake Bosomtwe. Beneath the mountain, they destroyed a mechanized borehole supplying water for the illegal activity. They pulled out the pumps and removed the ECG meters supplying power to the miners.
We don't want to say much as to what has happened here, but then as to what I've seen here, we are going to do whatever it takes to reclaim this land and to possibly ward off the entire area, protect it from future activities such as this.
Today, authorities of the Bosomtwe District Assembly, the security agencies, the DCE himself are here because of this lake. Such a beautiful resource is being destroyed gradually from up here where we stand. Today, the DCE has stated that he is going to lead the crusade and the process to declare the entire Bosomtwe district as a security zone.
What we intend to do is that, just behind us was some years mining area that has shafts, some mining pits. So some of these people come under this pretense of coming to do this underground mining deep down under there. So we want to award the entire area off. When any form of mining, whether it be legal or illegal mining, we are going to write officially to Minerals Commission. Nobody should be given minerals licenses or prospecting licenses or whatever within the Bosomtwe enclave. Then possibly talk to national security. I mentioned earlier on your station that we are short of men. My commander and myself, we have barely 44 men in the entire district, taking care of 174,000 people. Only one operational vehicle. Should I even say operational vehicle? Repair and go vehicle. We are struggling to maintain some of these things. So we are going to leave this entire enclave under the care of the national security. we're going to support them logistically and whatever we can do as an assembly so that they can protect this enclave for us.
District Police Commander for Bosontwe, Superintendent Jeremiah Alale, told Joy News police have mounted a search for some persons linked to the illegal mining activity at Biposo.
We've picked a list of names that are involved in these activities, so we are pursuing them.
Can you share the names with us?
For some reasons, security reasons, I don't think there's need to share the names with you, but we will get them arrested. They've run away. They are not in town. We've gotten to know their houses, know areas that they are common at, so we are pursuing them.
So far, 5 excavators have been seized from the illegal mining camp at Yase, and other activities stopped beneath one of the mountains surrounding the lake at Biposo.
Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaredonko, Bosontwe, Ashanti region.
Let's do some business news. The Bank of Ghana is planning to sell some $1 billion to the markets through its Forex intermediation program for this month. There's more in the following Business Desk report.
The $1 billion that the Bank of Ghana is planning to sell to the commercial banks is slightly lower than the $1.2 billion that was sold in June this year. It remains unclear why the bank has reduced the auction target. However, market analysts believe the cedi's improved performance over the past 2 months might have been the major reason that influenced the decision. Data reviewed by Joy Business suggests the sustained pressure on the cedi during the first quarter of the year may be easing as demand for dollars begin to slow. Most businesses have already completed their major restocking for the year, while the new Bank of Ghana measures aimed at moderating dollar demand are also beginning to take effect. Analysts also expect lower global crude oil prices to reduce foreign exchange demand from the energy sector players, providing additional support for the local currency. Some market watchers have told Joy Business that they believe the cedi's woes are over.
Now, government has indicated that it has no immediate plans of turning to the international capital markets to raise fresh funds. There's been some push for the Finance Ministry to look at the international markets based on the expected credit ratings review as a result of the fresh Eurobond payment. But the Ministry of Finance insists that the suggestion is not on the table for now. Dr. Theo Echampong is a technical advisor to the Minister of Finance.
As the Minister has already communicated very clearly, we are not in a rush to go to the international capital markets. What we would do is to do it in a time that is favorable to the country, at a time that you can get a good interest rate, at a time that, the story of Ghana and the turnaround that we're seeing in the economy, really drives down the yields and then the coupons that you eventually have to pay. So we are not in a rush, but we just want to tell the market that, yes, we are committed to honoring our obligations.
Let's now get some updates from the commodities market. Well, that's it for business news. That's it for the AM news as well. But the AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicone Paints from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. Now, the World Cup fever is on and everyone is getting excited. CompuGhana says the match shouldn't just be on the pitch. You can bring the stadium experience home. This is the time to buy your crystal clear TVs, soundbars, home theaters, smartphones, laptops, projectors, and more at unbeatable prices. Remember, this isn't just discount sale. It's a chance to win a 100-inch 4K smart TV, some cash, laptops, phones, and many other amazing prizes when you spend 1,000 Ghana cedis or more. So rush to any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call us on 030-275-2020 or WhatsApp 024-314-3143. CompuGhana Gold Rush Season, the ultimate football experience. Now, football's biggest tournament is on. I'm talking about the World Cup. And there's no better way to bet your team on Betano. Listen, sign up today on Betano and claim a welcome bonus of up to 2,000 Ghana cedis on your first deposit to enjoy the World Cup. Simply create your Betano account, verify your details, make your first deposit, and make we bet. 18 plus only, terms and conditions apply. Gamble responsibly. This has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Let me tell you about Nestus Homes, because you can own your dream property in one of Teme's fastest growing prime locations today. At Nestus Homes, we offer beautifully designed studio 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom luxury homes crafted for modern living, comfort, and long-term value. It's strategically located at Tema Community 26, just behind the Palace Mall. Our gated community gives you a serene and secure environment, easy access to major roads and key business areas, close proximity to schools, hospitals, malls, and essential social amenities. So reserve your unit today with just 10% deposits and enjoy flexible payment plans and mortgage options. Call us now on 053-101-4440 or 053-101-4447 to book a viewing, or just visit us at www.nestes.com.gh. Now, this July, Ghana will host global energy leaders and experts at the Ghana International Petroleum Conference GIPCON 2026 on the theme, Building a Resilient Downstream, Policy, Innovation and Investment for Growth. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana, will be the distinguished guest of honor. Speakers include Honorable Dr. John Abdullah-Jinapor, Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Mr. Godwin Kojo Tamaklo, CEO of National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Patrick Ofori, CEO of Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, and Dr. Riverson Oponhi, CEO, Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. The date is 16 to 17 July 2026, 8 a.m. each day. The venue is Palms Convention Center, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. The event will be climaxed with the Downstream Awards and Gala Night happening on July 18 at 6 p.m. at Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, Accra. So you can register now at www.gipcon.com or just call 055-822-3678. Well, that's it for the AM News. For more news, I know a place. Of course, I highly recommend you log on to myjli.com. My name is Denise Yapomaje. Up next is sports. A while later, we'll have our news review. But before I go, Global Prayer Work Summit 2026. When men pray, heaven responds. Prayer still works, and this is your invitation to experience the power of prayer. Join the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams and other anointed servants of God at the Action Chapel International Prayer Cathedral, Spintex Road, from Wednesday 15th to Friday 17 July. Now, the Wednesday service starts at 5:30 p.m. Thursday 16 July features a morning service at 9 a.m. and an evening service at 5:30 p.m. Then on Friday 17 July, join the morning service at 9 a.m. followed by a powerful mega all-night at 10 p.m. Come expect powerful encounters under the theme Enforcing Victory. This event is actually free, but registration is required. So simply dial *426*29# *426*29# on all local networks, or register online via GPWS registration page. Don't miss GPWS Accra 2026. Come and enforce your victory through prayer, and prayer still works. Well, that's it. Up next is sports. We'll have news review about later. Do enjoy the rest of your show. Have a very, very lovely Tuesday.
Democracy is by choice, not cash, not coercion, not corruption. Vote buying silences the will of the people. Unchecked illicit political financing weakens the very sovereignty of a state. Democracy falters when everyone's choice is compromised. An unprecedented multimedia politician-citizen forum brought to you by Joy News Impact Makers Foundation. This community-level engagement will spotlight illicit political financing, explore its implications, and proffer solutions to safeguarding Ghana's democracy. Democracy is not for sale on Joy News, Adom TV, Joy FM, Adom FM, and across our social media platforms.
This week on the Career Trail.
Sometimes the problem is that I want my dad to mentor me, but the man is busy. Start with your area. My first mentor was in my church. You have no idea how many of these messages I get in my inbox. Hi, Mr. Derek.
Hello, Mr. Derek.
Can you speak already? The destiny helper you're looking for. They are right next to you, but because of the type of person you are, they don't want to support. The problem has never been, do I think it's going to work? The problem has always been, how long is it going to take to work? When we started, we had no customer. Audacity is what I had. That was the time I learned that no actually means you have not gotten the person that will say yes. So just keep going until you hear yes.
We bring you sports now on the AM show with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullah. Ghanaians are demanding for the leadership of the Ghana Football Association to step aside for new leadership to emerge and handle the affairs of football in the country, following Ghana's exit from the ongoing FIFA World Cup in the USA, Mexico, and Canada. Ghana lost 1-0 to Colombia in the round of 32 fixture, and Ghanaians are in angst with the performance of the Black Stars.
So to me alone, I think it's very bad. We need to work on our football team, especially the leaders in front. There are better players that would have played better than those that are going to play. So they should look up to it, because we have young talented players in Ghana which can play better, do better. Secondly, those that were supposed to do their needful work there to help the team play was not. We needed to do some substitution that was not working on. And I think the senior men on board, they know what is going on, especially about Ghana football. They know everything. This is not first, this is not second. It has been happening each and every World Cup that we go. And I think we need to work and improve our team so that maybe the next World Cup coming, we should be able to perform better than this.
Last time performance, poor, bad. Like if something's about poor and bad, like I want to it. Boy, you should collapse GFA. GFA is our problem. Ghana, the Ghana major problem about our football now is GFA. So you should collapse GFA. Because if you watch the current team that we took to World Cup, if it's not GFA, they will perform well.
And na enkoye. Anzi yenye ya Ghana for the support bet ye team na ngasana de nenye.
We supported the team because we are Ghanaians, but the team was not good enough, especially Jordan Ayew. He has helped the nation before, but currently he's not good. How do you play 3 World Cups without a goal?
Jordan wa boa o man pen. But se wo boa na wotamu twema, etwem. Wakwa World Cup 3 times. Won share 1 goal as a striker. Striker wo bobo yenya free kick bia. Wo striker na okotu. Yenya kwana striker na okotu. Hwan na enche goal no.
Now, let's take you to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, where the National Sports Authority are regrassing the facility following the end of the Ghana Premier League campaign. A statement from the Director General of the National Sports Authority says that the authority, he said he's taking full responsibility because he loves his job with passion. So a bit of criticism here and there are welcome, according to him. He said, you may not like the method, but allow us to find solutions. Making excuses and complaining will never solve problems. All we know is to try and get the result by means necessary, and sometimes you have to get down to the basics by getting your hands in the dirt and taking responsibility. Get the job done. He said it is very simple. By any means necessary, the pitch will be fixed. We did the same with the Accra Sports Stadium theft and restored a dead pitch we inherited back to life. Someone has to do the dirty job so that others can come and enjoy. We'll continue to get the job done by any means necessary rather than complain that it cannot be done. He says those who want to talk can talk, those who want to write can write. However, following that statement he released on his social media pages, the former acting Director General of the National Sports Authority has said that the statement that was released by Akufo-Addo is misleading. And according to him, he said that the authority had decided to bring the pitch back to excellent life, and that indeed, if the pitch was not in conducive state, the National Sports Authority under Akufo-Addo would not have been able to host the World Cup qualifier between Ghana and Chad just 1 month after they came into office. He said that they completed renovation of the playing surf, refurbished the changing rooms, rehabilitated the floodlights, installed new player reserve benches, restored the inner perimeter staff, and also renovated critical stadium facilities. And he said after this completion, CAF came to inspect the facility and approved it. So the claim by the National Sports Authority Director General that they inherited a dead pitch is totally false. That is a reaction from the former Acting Director General of the National Sports Authority, Seth Boyoyo Pawum. Ghana's Black Queens will be in action later this month in the CAF Women's African Cup of Nations that will be taking place in Morocco. Head coach Kimlas Biakogran has announced a 27-woman squad for the encounter, but it is a provisional squad. We'll take you through that squad that has been put out there by the head coach. And the goalkeepers, we have Cynthia Conlan. She is the goalkeeper. Then we also have the likes of Osman Huzema. There is Benedict Simon, Joseph Bonsu, Portia Boache, Suzanne Amadia, as well as Abina Opoku, Grace Asantua, Linda Owusu, Evelyn Bedu, Princess Marfo, Alice Kusi, Sharon Sampson, and Ajigipina Zakaria, Afi Amenyaku, Comfort Yebua, Anastasia Echia, Ernestina Abambila, Alex Tay, Louisa Eniwa, Jennifer Kojo, Wasima Mohammed, Chantal Hoka, and Priscilla Dobia, as well as Stella Nyamicha, and then Doris Budua, Abigail Kim. These are the players who have been called up by the technical team of the Black Queens heading into the Women's African Cup of Nations that will be happening in Morocco later this year. We'll be bringing you highlights of how Spain got the better of Portugal in the Iberian Derby that happened yesterday with a 91st minute goal from Merino, and then how Belgium also knocked out the last co-host of the FIFA World Cup, USA, defeating them by 4-1. But before that, this outfit is courtesy Loom Fashion, and at Loom Fashion, we turn fabric into style, from stunning custom-made outfits for ladies and gentlemen to also producing outfits that are meant for schools and people who always want to engage our services for a huge chunk of outfits. At Loom Fashion, we turn your fabric into a massive style and bring the gentleman and the lady in you. You can get in touch with us at Loom Fashion on the Ofako Barre Road, and you can also contact us on 024 650 10101. That is Loom Fashion for you. So get in touch with them so that they will style you just as they have done for me. Now we'll bring you highlights of how Spain defeated Portugal by 1-0, while USA also suffered a 4-1 loss at the hands of Belgium. This is how we wrap up AM Sports here with me, Muftau Nabila Abla. Head on to myjoyonline.com for some more sports stories. We appreciate your company.
It's Danny Olmo, and the flag has stayed down. And it doesn't go up. Here comes Lamine Yamal, typical of him.
Oh, that's a tremendous save. What a brilliant passage of football that
Costa. Well, both Pedri on the goalkeeper save. Danny Olmo with the header. There was improvisation by Diogo Costa. There's an offside flag in the end. Cristiano Ronaldo is very good in the air still. And so too Jay Pelly's coming back. A clever try from Ronaldo to try and just knock it over his shoulder into an unguarded net. Scoring a goal is the best way to get an advantage. Off the bar. Nuno Mendes. João Felix. Ronaldo, can he reach it? Pedri! And he very nearly supplied it. Dipping, whipping, and needed saving. Coutinho. Oh, here's Danny Olmo. Can he find the shot? I think it was a decent shot. Ferran Torres, we might not need extra time. It's brilliantly finished by the versatile Mikel Merino. It's a decent ball in too. Is to stay in the World Cup. And they're out. Spain are through. And it's Portugal 0, Spain 1. The end of the road for the great Ronaldo.
And set fair. The Kuipers throw.
The US well stocked to clear, then Tielemans has a go, and then Castagna! An electric start. Freeman it is who clears. And the USA didn't really take charge, and Belgium did! To Ketelaere! The path to the quarterfinals opens up for Belgium. But it will be Tillman to hit it. Oh! That was a strike that just moved all over the place. And the goal is celebrated right round this place. Trossard. Oh, that could be a tempting ball in. It's to Ketelaere. Belgium have their lead back. Plenty rising for it. Oh, Matt Freese could be in trouble here. The US could be in trouble here. It's a shocker of a goal from the co-host's point of view. The situation looked under control until it wasn't. Helped out by McKennie. Pepe hovering, Castagna clearing. Oh, a lovely effort. Balogun. The slip from Mekala. The opportunity for the United States. That falls for Lukaku, and he will find the net. He so often has his say. Belgian celebrations fill the Seattle air as the Red Devils roar into the quarterfinals.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A forceful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert.
Prayer invites God. Prayer is an invitation. And it's a divine summons that summonses God to step in the affairs of men.
What this conference has done for me is indescribable.
Now let the angels who excel in strength, who do his command, who hearken to the voice of his word, let them go to war and to work on my behalf. I say so. I am the Redeemer of the Lord.
And at the end, he said, you will testify. And I felt something shift.
I went back home and I couldn't sleep. It was like the prayer was locked up in my spirit.
Prayer is a weapon of enforcement. Enforcing what has been done. Praying about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. That is not unbelief. That is enforcing the word, enforcing the will of God, superimposing the will of God over the forces of evil.
Everywhere the summit is, I will be there.
It doesn't matter what. Prayer still works. Put your hands together, shout yes.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate.
Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treat you deserve every day.
Difficult bounce for the American defense to deal with. And has scored! A wonderful volley!
The stadium is live! The fans are roaring and the excitement has officially kicked off. It's Gold Rush season at Ghana. This World Cup season, the match isn't just on the pitch. It's happening right in your home. Build your home stadium with world-class cinematic TVs, powerful sound bars, and home theaters, high-power speakers, laptops, tablets, and projectors for the ultimate streaming. Ghana is delivering unbeatable deals, not just discount, but a chance to win 100-inch 4K smart TVs, mobile phones, laptops, and many more. Just purchase items 1,000 Ghana cedis and above, and automatically enter the raffle draw. Shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call on 0302-752020. Go Rush season, the ultimate football experience, only at CompuGhana.
So this strategy will lead. Oh no, not again.
Say, relax. The generator will come on now.
The generator is not working.
Why stress yourself when the experts are just one tap away? Introducing Left Power, the smart emergency support app from Left Signature Limited. With Left Power, certified engineers respond fast, anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stories.
Hello, sir. This is Left Signature Limited. The request has been received and our engineers are already on their way. Please relax. We've got you covered.
This is professional. Every Left expert is certified, verified, and can be tracked in real time. Oh, you'll know they're coming before they even arrive. From electrical engineering and solar power systems to data center management, cloud services, smart automation, and software development, Left Signature delivers excellence, fast, reliable, and professional. Left Power.
Your solution is just one tap away.
Available on Play Store and App Store.
Cadbury hot chocolate. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treat you deserve every day.
Hey, Abna, you're going to leave again?
Yep, very much needed one so I could get to relax.
Wow, every time you go and leave, you go on vacation. Yeah? Last 2 years it was Dubai. Even last month you went to Mexico. This time, where are you going to? Tell me.
This time I'm going to Guangzhou, China.
I see. How do you do it, Abuna? Because every time I try, I get scammed.
I use Waka now. They can get you the cheapest flight deals. They assist you with your visas, your hotels. They have well-created packages for everyone, and then you can pay small. You can call them on 024-243-5515, or you can visit their website at wakanow.com.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
This July, Ghana will host global downstream energy leaders, innovators, and experts at the Ghana International Petroleum Conference, GIPCON 2026, to collaborate, exchange insights, and develop strategies and groundbreaking innovations through strategic dialogues. The event, held under the auspices of the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Honorable Dr. John Abdullah, is on the theme, Building a Resilient Downstream, Policy, Innovation, and Investment for Growth. His Excellency John John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, is our distinguished guest of honor. Speakers for the event are Mr. Godwin Kojo Tamaglo, Esquire, Chief Executive of NPA, Dr. Patrick Ofori, Chief Executive of Seaboard, Dr. Riverson Opon, Chief Executive of Comac, alongside other key captains of industry. Join us from the 16th to the 17th of July 2026 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day at the Palms Convention Center, La Palm Royal Beach, Accra. We can't wait to host you.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by...
Kolegono RC Boys, situated at Kolegono in Accra, is over 90 years old, and many elite Ghanaians have passed through the walls of that school. It produced many great men and women because it started as a boys' school, it became a mixed school, and later it was reverted to boys' school, purely boys' school. And over the many years, their academic performance has been the envy of the many schools within the community. However, we have faced too many structural challenges.
I'm a student of Kolegono Roman Boys, and our major problem that we are facing is lack of protection, security. Our walls have collapsed, and this gives way for students to come in and out of the school. Some sleep in the school, some also go to the extent of having sex in the school, which is disturbing our education. Some of my companions also run out of school, come to school late, and do different things in the school.
Our security is really a challenge for us. We have so many outlets in the schools. When you go behind the KG block, you could see that we have a wall that is broken, and the wall is sharing this thing with we share boundaries with a cattle rearing ranch over there. And because the wall is broken, they easily get access to the school. We have mad people in the school. Places that are meant to burn rubbish, people have taken it as their source of shelter, and they are sleeping in it.
For Roman Catholic boys here, is a old school in Kolegono, and the place is not properly controlled. So people just come out from all walks of life. People, mad people, abnormal guys normally come to sleep here. You see, because nobody is checking them for any reason. You see, but some people also come here Sundays in the afternoon or in the morning and go back home in the evening. But people also sleep here. You see, because the walls and the fence all over here is damaged, and there's no security man to tell anybody that go or come. So they are doing whatever they like over here.
If we are able to secure the wall and we are able to put a gate there, I feel that we will do much better than we are doing now. We appeal to the general public, philanthropists, men and women of goodwill, and people who believe in quality education for our children. Please come to our aid, assist us, so that together we can build the next generation for Ghana. Thank you very much.
world where truth is contested, platforms are powerful, and democracy is under pressure. What shapes the story? The University of Media, Arts and Communication, through its School of Journalism and Media Studies, invites you to the State of Journalism, Media and Communication Conference 2026. Theme: Navigating the Future, Journalism, Media and Communication in a Dynamic World. Join global thought leaders, including the Vice-Chancellor of UNIMAC, Professor Eric Opoku-Mensah, Rector Professor Christiana Hammond, and Professor H. Sikankun, Dean of the School of Journalism and Media Studies, Professor Gregory Gonwi, Associate Professor at California State University, Juliet Amwa, Country Director, Emerging Public Leaders, Ghana, Kunle Adebajo, Investigations Editor, Professor Abena Enimwa Yeboah-Bain, Dean, School of Information and Communication Studies, University of Ghana, and Ryan Kellett, 2025 Neiman Beckman Klein Fellow at Harvard University, for 2 days of powerful conversations on AI and the future of journalism, journalistic professionalism in Africa, media democracy and civic culture, fact-checking, misinformation and press freedom. Keynote speaker is Professor Christopher Rhodes of Harvard University and columnist with Al Jazeera. The conference chair is UNIMAC Vice Chancellor, Professor Eric Opoku-Mensah. This virtual conference will take place on the 15th and 16th of July 2026. Be a part of the conversation shaping the future of media.
I didn't think it would happen to me, but it happened to me.
Ghana's digital economy is booming. Millions of transactions, billions of cities, a future powered by technology. But beneath the convenience lies a growing threat.
Now it's becoming more towards digital fraud.
If we place convenience excessively over security, we run the risk of breaking down the number one currency that we have in that ecosystem, and that is trust.
The Digital Economy Forum is a thought leadership series examining the opportunities, risks, and choices shaping Ghana's economic future. In our maiden edition, we tackle a critical issue: the trust crisis, why fraud is holding back Ghana's digital economy.
We need to have a 360-degree solution.
Join Head of FinTech and Innovation at the Bank of Ghana, El Hanan Abdul-Wahab, Economist Professor Godfred Bokpin, CEO of Ghana Association of Banks, John Ewua, Executive Chairman of E-Crime Bureau, Dr. Albert Enchibuesiako, Chief Risk and Compliance Officer at Mobile Money FinTech Limited, Godwin Tamaklu, Deputy Director General in charge of Technical Operations at the Cybersecurity Authority, Stephen Kojo Seshi, and Head of Internal Affairs at Haptel, Ebenezer Before. The Digital Economy Forum, the trust crisis, why fraud is holding back Ghana's digital economy. Brought to you in partnership with Haptel. It's happening on Wednesday, July 22nd at 8 p.m. live on Joy News, Joy FM, and across our social media platforms.
The cedi had one of its most dramatic years in recent memory. It opened 2025 at 14 cedis, 70 pesos to the dollar. By February, it had weakened slightly to 15 cedis, 50 pesos. It stayed there until April, one of the longest periods of stability in more than a decade. Then came the surprise. Between April and May, the cedi shot up. It strengthened from 15 cedis, 50 pesos to 10 cedis, 30 pesos in just 5 weeks. From May through July and into early August, it held steady between 10 cedis, 30 pesos and 10 cedis, 50 pesos. But by mid-August, the tide turned. In only 3 weeks, it slipped to 12 cedis. That has made it one of the worst performing currencies in the third quarter of 2025. External conditions have not changed much. In fact, they remain in Ghana's favor. Gold prices are at a record high. The United States dollar is still subdued, and the Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates soon. Normally, these will support the cedi. The pressure instead is domestic. Remittances are one of Ghana's most reliable sources of dollars. But this year, they slowed. Here's why. In April, sending $1,000 got you about 15,000 cedis, enough to buy around 150 bags of cement. By May, the same $1,000 fetched just 10,000 cedis, barely enough for 100 bags. With the money suddenly buying less in Ghana, many senders held back. They bet the cedi would weaken again. If it did, their transfers would convert into more cedis. This pause in inflows removed a steady cushion for dollars, and it came just as import demand was rising. The structure of Ghana's economy has not changed. Dollars still come mainly from gold, cocoa, oil, and remittances. So when remittances pause, the impact is felt. Imports have also surged. Traders rushed to take advantage of the stronger cedi. They stocked up ahead of the festive season. This added even more pressure on the currency. At the same time, there are signs the Bank of Ghana has cut back dollar supply. Why scale back? The reasons are not fully clear, but there are strong hints. Earlier this year, the IMF warned that the bank was intervening too heavily. It interjected about $1.4 billion in the first quarter alone. In response, the bank pledged to introduce a new framework for interventions. That is due by the end of September. This recent slowdown may be a trial run. Another factor is the gap between the interbank rate and the forex bureaus. While banks traded the cedi at 10 cedis 30 pesos to the dollar, bureaus were trading at 11 or even 12 cedis. Allowing some depreciation on the official side may be the bank's way of closing that gap. The wide difference was distorting the market. Meanwhile, the bank is also tightening foreign currency rules and demanding stricter paperwork before importers can access forex. For now, with gold prices above $3,500 per ounce and foreign reserves above $11 billion, the bank still has the firepower to steady the market. But heavy intervention is never a lasting solution unless gold prices stay high for a very long time or the structure of the economy changes. This same debate over the cedi will keep coming back.
So thank you so much for staying with us. This is the AM show. Time now to review the news. A lot of matters arising. We're joined this morning by Dr. Benatitu Boahene, his lecturer in political marketing at the University of Education, Winneba. Kojo Poku is Executive Director of Inkstep and a member of the NPP Communications team. Akosua is Director of Field Operations for the United Party, and Honorable Mohammed Baktalia is Member of Parliament for Sisala East and board member of the Tema Oil Refinery. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Good morning.
Okay, we have a lot to discuss today. Of course, we've been asking the question, where is Abdul Hanan? His lawyer as well has been asking. We know that he intends to file a habeas corpus, which means that the person must be produced before a court, competent jurisdiction. And this morning, we'll get into the matters arising, legal battles depends. And also, would examine government's decision to settle the $700 million Euro bond quite quicker than the intended time. What does it mean for you? Does it bring some bread and butter to your plate? We'll ask that question. And as well, we'll look at the government's plan to mitigate post-flooding challenges and how different will this method as well get us some results. It looks as if the military has now become the center fighter of this problem that we're facing as a country. We'll talk about that and many other things this morning. We shall also just quickly look at what's happening in front of the newspapers. I'm glad that is distributed. Honorable, you have the overseer, is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what's in front of the overseer.
Yeah, quite a lot of interesting things.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the president declares 2-day national cleaning in flood-hit regions. And like we indicated from Atto office, Atto's ministry, we have government clears $700 million Eurobond debt, boost investor confidence. Then we have Gusitano and the weight of the NDC chairmanship. Then Railway Authority defense procurement of what? Refurbished locomotives.
They seem to find expression in most of the things we are discussing this morning. Kojo, the Daily Guide, what's the plan?
Daily Guide is mostly on the big story in front of the Daily Guide is the Kojo Safo confirmed Christo Asafo leader in well. I think the will of the past leader of the Christo Asafo was read, and it's confirmed the Asafna gentleman as the one who should lead the party, should lead the church. Ex-NAFCO boss Sweat in BNI custody denied access to lawyer. Nana Ama Bonsu outlawed new Asante Hema, and won to me plea bargain talk extended to July 27. And then JSS students slash with machete for fondling seniors' breasts. Hey.
Okay, I think it's an interesting one. You want to look into that while I come to director to give us some.
I think you let Hobson read that one. I'm not going to read that.
It's your lucky morning. Is the paper is right in front of you. We just want to know.
No, it's okay.
Not the fun
I'm sure people can buy the paper and find out.
Anyway, director, what's in front of the Daily Graphic?
Yeah, that's on education. Special needs education now free. Government allocate 100 million Ghana cedis for implementation. From there, Ghana can solve climate crisis without waste infrastructure financing. That is minister. Okay. Then MTN business partners graphic to deliver trusted business intelligence. So graphic, you advise them to also advise their go back people.
Most of the stories are highlighted on page 8 of the. Oh no, MTN. The
MTN page 8, and then Ghana Council of Climate Crisis on page 3. Then education is also on page 2.
Okay, so right, those are headlines. Doc, you've got what? The catalyst.
Yes. So explain your double standards. Adeti Tamakro challenges of Akufo-Addo talk on news removal. Then public tribunals bill laid before Parliament. Ghana settles $700 million Eurobond obligation ahead of schedule. And MPA step up engagement with fuel retailers and tanker drivers to strengthen industry compliance.
Okay. That's it. Before we get into the real matters as well that we've saved out of the many happening this morning, here's your weather forecast so that you can prepare and know how the day is looking. Take a look. All right, so that's the weather forecast for today. You want to take it seriously, yeah? Okay, so let's start with the question. Director, you know what? I have some level of confidence with you. I feel like you know all the secrets in Ghana. I feel like yes, you should be being who are your friends. Maybe I will know. Do you know where Hanan is? By chance, like do you know where Hanan is?
Okay, let me take this opportunity to greet my pastor today, Reverend Andrew Nelson Awintia. He is the regional superintendent of Greater Accra East Assemblies of God. Dr. Titu, today you know my pastor.
Oh yeah, that's true. You've been asking.
Yes.
I
know Reverend Amicia.
Awintia,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is the regional superintendent for Greater Accra East.
Okay.
Okay.
Committee 22.
You are under very high anointing. Very powerful anointing.
But Director, why am I asking you where Hanan is? For those who have not followed the matter so far, here's a wrap of what's been happening so far. Listen.
According to the application cited by Joy News, Hanan Abdul-Wahab was granted permission to travel to London to seek medical treatment for a distressing eye condition that was severely affecting his daily activities. However, he was allegedly arrested on July 4 by heavily armed men at the Accra International Airport while preparing to board his flight. The application claims the arrest was linked to allegations that he had attempted to withdraw funds from his frozen Republic Bank account. The application further states that the applicant left home in the exercise of his constitutional right to freedom of movement, expecting only to seek medical care in accordance with the orders of the court. Instead, he was allegedly arrested at the airport and bundled into detention, where he has since remained without any lawful justification. His lawyers contend that to date the respondents have failed to inform either the applicant or his legal team of any specific offense known to the laws of Ghana that he is alleged to have committed. They further claim the respondents have denied the lawyers access to their client. The lawyers argued that the applicant's continued detention is unlawful, unconstitutional, and infringes on his fundamental human rights, including his rights to personal liberty, dignity, and access to counsel of his choice. They further contend that the arrest and detention were merely a ruse to frustrate the court's order permitting him to travel outside the jurisdiction. The lawyers are therefore praying to the court for an order of habeas corpus ad subjudiciandum, directing the respondents to produce before the court the body of the applicant Hanan Abdul-Wahab, who has been held in custody at the BNI since his arrest on July 4, 2026, in what they describe as a violation of his fundamental human rights. For Joy News, Fatao Bayaga, Accra.
Yeah, so where is Hanan?
Hanan is schooling somewhere.
He's schooling?
Yeah. You know, the system is also, it needs a very nice air condition.
But why is he the only person who deserves to be in a cool place? And why aren't we all in the cool air condition?
Oh,
the system is hot for
the
everyone.
tension, the heat from buffer stock, he needs some place to cool instead so that the temperature will come down.
Okay.
By the way,
since the AG started pursuing Abdul Hanan and his wife on the charges, if you follow it so far, what's your general assessments?
You see, we are determined to fight corruption in this country. And I find it strange for people to be emboldening people to get into corruption. Are you getting it? Now, we all know that you cannot just pronounce someone guilty before the court. When the court says this, then we know. But Emefa, in every action is an equal reaction. Are you getting it? If I pick your phone right now and then leave, I was sitting with Hopsy. My phone got messy. Then you trace, and then you got to know that, oh, Hopsy maybe sold a phone to someone. Are you getting it? Won't you conclude that I stole your phone? Are you getting it?
I won't conclude that.
You will not conclude. But you suspect that I stole it.
Probably you found something. You found something.
I say you suspect.
Oh, well, maybe. Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying you should confirm and announce this, I'm just giving an example.
I'm with you. So I suspect that you stole
That's
this one.
right. Are you getting it?
Okay.
No. Why? Look at all the government officials under President Akufo-Addo. Why is it that only selected few are facing some of these things? Why didn't government, bank all of them that, yes, you were in government, so I'm taking all of you to court? Because they've gone through the books and they've seen that one or two did not go well. They are saying alleged stealing and then causing financial loss to the state. Why? People didn't go to jail because of that. MPP jail people in this country because of causing financial loss. So why are they crying at the top of the roof that it has never happened in this country before?
I doubt the general reaction may not be why the government is seeking accountability. They're asking about the process.
Which process?
The process through which they're using to seek that accountability.
Is it
or what?
At least, I am not expert in anything. But one thing I know is that if a court grants you a bail, and then the state agencies suspect something wrong, are you saying because they've granted you a bail, they cannot rearrest you? It has happened so many times. People will be granted bail at the court. The moment they step out, they arrest them again. It happens. It's a process. Are you getting it? I am not happy that Hanan is in this condition. Are you getting it? But it's a lesson to everybody. There is a saying in P that unku dia, unku ne.
I didn't say it.
Are you getting it?
Too early.
When people get the opportunity and they want to eat with both hands and those kind of things, without thinking of others, when it happens, when it gets to this point, you alone will fight it.
But based on the fact that you're saying we are proceeding with suspicion, aren't you judging that the person has done?
If you are CEO, then you award contracts to yourself. That one too, should I wait for court to say it before I can discuss it? Should I wait? Are you getting it? We know most of the ministers and then those who award contract to themselves. When they get you and then you expect me to come and then cry for you or what? I will not. Are you getting it? But what I find it strange, former Attorney General, every corruption case, you see him fronting, defending. I am sure.
Wouldn't it be a better choice?
I am very sure.
Wouldn't it be a better choice?
How? Former Attorney General. Should MPP get opportunity in some 20 years to come, maybe you will still be Attorney General. And suspected corrupt officials, you are in front fighting for them. I am sure. Are you getting it? Let others do so that you be behind even if you are coaching them because you are from the same party. You should not be seen doing this. If you listen to his interview, he said when they arrested Hanan, they were trying to see him. They were blocked. They could not get the chance to speak to their client. Then Deputy AG was saying that the man's arrest is based on an attempt to empty his frozen account. Then Odami comes out and said nothing of that sort happened. Meanwhile, you are saying that you did not get the opportunity to even speak to your client. So when it happened, maybe on the way to airport and that thing happened, how will you know? You did not see your client, you did not speak to him. How can you conclude at that point? Are you getting my point? So, Odami's action I'm a bit surprised because you should be seen helping the state to fight corruption because of the office you occupied before. For me, when it comes to fighting of corruption, I don't pity anybody. If we want this country to develop, we need to deal with corruption issues, ruthlessly. We don't need to pamper people on that. That's why the last time I was suggesting that the phrase that you are innocent until proven guilty, you should change it. The law people, they should sit down. They should sit down and look at it and change it. We are suspecting you. You are to prove yourself innocent. Are you getting it? Okay. They say you suspect that I have stolen your money. And then you say, oh, I am innocent until you prove me guilty. If I manage to go away, I will continue to steal. But when they say I am guilty until I prove innocent, in that case,
let me also be going to Kojo before I go to Honorable. I want you to land and we go to Kojo and ask him a few follow-up questions.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that Hanan is in the grips of the PNI.
Are you concerned about the fact that in 24 hours he's not had access to his lawyer?
Oh, that one, I think they should. The state should try and then produce him. Give him bail on that. Are you getting it? Maybe, you see, not all the things that be solved within that 24 or 48 hours. Mm. Are you getting it? Mm. There are some of the offenses or the alleged offenses which may need time.
But what would be the motivation for them to not allow him to see, if that's true?
Emefa, if, let's say, I'm your lawyer, and then there is an issue, when they ask you, the answers that you give may be different from when I'm with you.
Yes.
Maybe you can say no, then I can step on your feet and say no.
So the state is preventing that from
not that is preventing, not that at all. Okay. But what I mean is that there should be a due process. Okay. Are you getting it? Okay. There should be a due process. So,
Kojo, I know that as of this morning, his lawyers are seeking an abridgment of the time, at least so that the 10th of July that the court has set to listen to the application of the habeas corpus will be fast-tracked. So far, what's wrong with the processes that the Attorney General is using?
My sister, good morning. I want to say good morning to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and thank him very much for honoring the beautiful invitation to come to my grandma's funeral, beautiful funeral this weekend. I also want to say a good morning to a very good someone in the northern region who really watches the show, and I'm sure by now you can be sure that he's watching the program. I want to say good morning. I won't mention his name, but when I say you can be sure, he knows who it is. Look, you see, in the tree, we say that that's all I'll say to Hobson this morning. You see, Hobson is talking as if he might never get into problem one day. He wants to sit here. He wants to sit here and say that. My brother, you want to sit here. When you were speaking, I was quiet, please.
So don't mention me.
He wants to sit here and say that when somebody is accused, the thing where the rule of law, where everybody from time immemorial have put down for our civil liberties so that nobody can wrongfully accuse us and throw us in jail. He says that the person who is accused wrongfully or otherwise should be the one to now come and defend themselves. I want to tell a very short story. In the early years of the PNDC, my life, I had two great-grandfathers. One was the late Poku Transport. My grandmother married two great people. And the other one was the former Bantamahine, Amankwetia.
I like your grandmother.
Yes, very prominent. He married 2 prominent people.
I want to say he's strategic.
Very, you say whatever you want, but
very forward.
I don't know why she likes
my
I don't know why she likes
I like her palette. I like her palette. Yeah.
In that early years of Jerry John Rawlings PNDC era, these 2 grandfathers of mine suffered very big injustice. The Bantamahine was detained, whisked away. Nobody knew where he was for a very long time. Right now, after a while, we found out he was in Nsawam. He was kept under inhumane circumstances, and when they realized that he was about to die, they released him from detention.
He was kept in detention for absolutely
for nobody, no trial, nothing. Kept in detention. The former Bantamahine was.
But their charges, except there were no trials.
Those times, my sister, they're like now. I'll get to the point. Nothing. Whisked away. Nobody knew where he was for a very long time, and was detention in Nsawam. Was there for a very long time when we found he was there. Then later, when they realized he was about to die, released him and he died a week after. My other grandfather, Poku Transport, we got intel that they were going to do similar, and we whisked him away to Abidjan. He was in exile in Abidjan for so many years.
But why not other people's grandfathers?
I don't know, but that's what's happened to my grandfather. So when I'm very passionate, when certain things, I wake up in the morning and I hear that somebody's been whisked away and nobody knows where he is. And Hobson wants to joke about it. It's not a joke. Hobson, please, Hobson, please.
He died in
Don't
prison.
Get me emotional this
I say he died in prison. Victor Salome died in prison.
So when
and then BP. What are you talking about here?
When you're speaking, I was quiet. When we get to the point, it's not a laughing matter.
So don't reference me.
Let me talk.
Don't reference me.
When we get to this juncture, where some of these things are beginning to happen again, some of us are very emotional about it. Not because of anything. Look, everybody is committed to fighting crime. Everybody is committed to fighting corruption. But you see, all these cowboy moves does not prevent or stop crime. You know why? Because...
But how do I marry the two?
The marrying the two is that the current NDC is doing the exact thing that the former PNDC were doing back in those days, whisking people away. Hold on.
I'll give you all your time. Let's stay there a bit. Today, I mean, you have seen the charges. The Attorney General has told...
There's no charges. We don't know. No, we don't know the charges. What charges? He was whisked... Hold on. He was in court. Hold on.
I'll work with that.
Attorney General... Look, we don't tell people things on Facebook pages. And when people say that attempted to empty their bank account, what does that mean? What does attempted to
before we go to the nuances of...
No, but I'm saying that somebody was whisked away.
No, because from where you started, Kojo, so I want us to situate the conversation well. First of all, so you're saying that we don't know why Hanan has been arrested.
Nobody has spoken to him. We don't know.
We don't know why he's been arrested.
Hold on. You see, for whatever reason, crimes are arrested by the police. Now, other people have arrest powers. Yes. The Yoko, BNI, whatever, right? But the law also is very clear when you arrest somebody, within which time you should basically give that person certain liberties.
48 hours.
Within that period, you should put him in court, blah, 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 blah. He was arrested, and the Supreme Court has ruled that back in the day where weekends are not counted, weekends are counted, right? So he was arrested on Saturday, 24 hours is on Sunday. Because there are no courts on Sunday, by whatever means, you should take him to court on Monday. Today is Tuesday. We are hearing that his lawyer has to go to court to now force him to produce him. His lawyer doesn't know where he is. My brother sits here and said that he's somewhere else.
Two things. I want clarity. I want clarity. The lawyer doesn't know where he is, or he has not been given access.
He doesn't know.
So what did he go to?
No, he went there asking, and they tell him.
He only went there asking.
Well, hold on, but you go everywhere when somebody picks your client. But Emefa, you keep interrupting me, and let me make my point. No.
I would interrupt you.
You're interrupting me because you're not making me make my point.
No. We're having a conversation.
You are taking away the gravity of what.
No, we're not there yet.
No, we are.
You started a conversation
I'm saying that I am
point,
no,
but we needed to.
But we need to now let the Ghanaians appreciate the historical antecedents of this party, the NDC. It's very important. The young man who is the Attorney General today, maybe mid-40s, early 40s, I don't know where he was when my grandfather was arrested, okay? But he is happy to put on a Facebook post that, somebody has attempted to empty their bank account. What does that even mean? Attempted to empty bank account.
How old was he?
Please. Okay, let me make my point.
When Victor Solomon was put in,
now, you see, The issue that Ghanaians should realize is that as we speak, we know Hanan is in court for other charges. The court has heard him granted leave to travel, right? His lawyers presented it. This same Deputy Attorney General went to court and argued against it. The court granted it on the 16th of June that he can travel to be appointed, to go to an appointment in London for the 6th of July, which is today.
Yes.
That has not happened. Now, the point I want us to understand is that arrest, everybody is trying to put reason for that arrest. Nobody knows why he was arrested again. We are hearing from the Attorney General, who has not put anything on paper to take it to court. The only time we will know the real reason of that arrest is when they go to court and charge him with a crime. He has not done anything. What he has done...
But if I don't arrest you, how will I... What am I charging you?
That's fine. So I'm saying that we will know. But I'm saying that everybody is trying to say that Hanan has done this. Yes, he's suspected of doing something. He is in court and he's being tried for it. We are all against corruption. We are all against people basically stealing from the state. But you see, what does it take away from the process if you arrest the person on Saturday and on Sunday his lawyer goes to see him? What does it take away from the process? What does it take away from the process if you arrest him on Saturday, on Monday you present him in court and say, look, this is why I arrested him? What does it take away from the process? You see, we are on a certain trajectory. Party Ghana is going to be ruled by the MPP or the NDC.
That is.
It might be next week, it might be next year, it might be next 10 years, it might be 4 years, it might be 2029. But there's one thing I want everybody who is doing this. Let me land on this point. Let me land on this point.
That when the Attorney General discontinued the first charges? No, because the point you made is what I want to see clarity on. Do you recall, because we're torn between believing what a state investigative body says
they have
and
not
the
said
lawyer
anything.
of an
You see, you keep repeating
Kojo.
that. The state has not said anything.
Kojo, let me make my point.
We don't take statements from Facebook pages.
I reported here as a journalist that Godfrey Dami, at the time that he was his client was in custody of Yoko, said that he was denied access.
Yes, he was denied access.
It was on this same platform when that allegation came out that it was false and that he had access.
No, he has not seen him. I spoke to him this morning.
I'm talking about before,
No, but as of this morning, he has not seen his client. I spoke to Godfrey Odami this morning. He had not seen his client. So let me make my point. I'm saying the point I'm trying to make that is very important is that, you see, everybody can laugh on this matter. But like I said, the MPP and the NDC rules this country. The MPP might take 4 years, might take 8 years, might take 10 years. Trust me, the elephant has a very big brain. We don't forget. And people who are going through these things, my brother here, I love him. Me and him have been on this show. He hasn't done anything. But I might not need a reason to call him and basically put him in the same cooler this man talks about. Okay? Because now you don't need a reason. We are getting to the state where in this republic now, you don't need a reason. You can just pick anybody and put him in the so-called cooler.
Listen to yourself.
But that's what you said. That's what the Ghanaians heard you. That's what you said.
If the person is in a
that's what you said.
State security, what do you want me to say?
Exactly. So everybody should remember who is in this government and condoning what is going on today should know that the precedent being set today is that the security agency don't need a reason to pick you up. Don't need a reason to let you to deny access.
I was picked and put in cells without any reason because I spoke on radio. I was put in jail. I mean cells.
So now,
and you were trying to remind me.
Let me conclude. We don't know what that is. The lawyers will go to court and do the needful. Eventually, look, Hanan, my brother, just take sleeps. Drink the gari, whatever, we are with you. One day, what goes around comes around.
Honorable, where is Hanan?
Oh, I think the newspapers even reported that he's with the BNI. But let me start by saying a very good morning to you, and as usual, my brothers and the people of Sisala East. Well, I think that the conversation of Hanan came up because there was a rearrest at the airport when he tried leaving the shores of Ghana for UK, according to the reports that he had an appointment for some optical appointment with a doctor in UK. Oh, that also came as a result of he being granted the permission to travel on this between the 4th and 12th of July. And I think the issue has become a topical issue because others have a view that once he's been granted the permission to travel by the court, any other action that goes to stop him from travel becomes unlawful. Yeah, but we operate within the circles of law, and we have the Constitution, we have our Criminal Offences Act that governs us. So the question I have looked through and tried to find out, okay, what necessitated the arrest again? Is it that people are afraid of the experiences we had in the past? For instance, we can give, recently we brought in Sidna Tamakulo, because at one point in time when she left for medical treatment, she never came back. We are still battling with the issue of even a very important personality in this country, that's the former finance minister. Up to now, we are struggling for him to come and be able to answer to some of the things he did during his stewardship. But the truth of the matter is that within the happenings, Emefa, can we use the law to remedy the situation? I said yes. And also the fact that a high court has granted him the permission to travel or bail, does it mean that he's immune to rearrest? The answer here is no. Because the authorities in charge have every right, if they have other suspicions of a new crime. But it is for them to go and prove to the court that based on so and so, we are not comfortable with what he has done. And we think that his arrest is justified. So to me, that is what I expect the lawyers to do. Like they started indicating that they are applying for habeas corpus, that it is a compulsory request for him to be brought before the court or judge to look into the matter. But trust me, I am sure those who have taken that step, they might be having a lens that you and me do not have as we sit here. So I don't want to rush into condemnation. I also understand like that kind of emotional appeal being made by my good brother Kojo. Yes, the biggest challenge we are faced with in Africa, not even just Ghana, is the issue of corruption. And we are even equally finding it difficult to fight it because we are linked together by relation, be it extended or close. So sometimes even giving us that kind of courage and willingness to do something is difficult. But within the same remix, we have to also emphasize that everybody will account for your stewardship individually. Like I said, I will never wish. He is waiting for them to come into power. I don't know, by that time I'll be very old. I might not even be able to walk. But he is here. I am sure that everybody knows that Kojo has not done anything that is untoward to the law. And any arrest against Kojo might be an issue that might be happening either today or tomorrow. That we might not know. But to go and forcefully just catch Kojo because he is a very stout politician, to the extent somebody who had an ambition to contest at the presidential level, he's not a small person, but nobody's harassing him. So it is the individuals who fall short of their stewardship per our laws that the law is dealing with. And I don't want to rush into condemning individuals until I see that their actions are also unlawful. But the courts are there to interpret. So to me, as it stands now, yes, he has lawyers. And these things have happened before. They are not new to us. Anything that goes towards the law, I applaud it. Let me tell you, even per our law, in terms of our civil liberties, we have something we call undertaught. We have a forced imprisonment. Where you think that your rights have been infringed upon, people have detained you and confined you unlawfully, you have the right to go for compensation. Our Constitution even indicates that. Even as per Article 14, Clause 5, if you go and read it, it indicates that clearly, if you think that you are unlawfully being restricted in terms of your movement, you have to go for compensation. So he has every right.
So how do you feel about his lawyer, granting an interview to the media saying that he went to the BNI and he had been denied access because they say that they don't allow people on weekends?
Sometimes it's karma. The same person who is defending him today did worse to people. I am surprised he's the one crying. You know the theatrics in this country in terms of the judiciary. You know that. So sometimes some of them, it's so difficult. I am happy he's the one crying. So tomorrow when he gets opportunity, he makes things right. I have anybody who has every right to make things work well for the ordinary Ghanaian walking on the street. If you fail to do it and the law catches up with you and you are struggling, let's all come together on the table and make things right. He is saying that no, he has every right. He has read all the books. He has read all the judgments. He should be able to find a way to get his client. That's what it is. If they are acting unlawfully, he has every right to also be able to pursue it. And like I said, Fortunately, these are criminal issues. Criminal issues put the burden of proof on the prosecutor, the one who is arresting. So they should go and justify that.
Do you see any amount of theater in the exercise or in the experimentation of our laws? Why was it when he was headed out of the country? Why was it not yesterday? Was it that they attempted withdrawing money from the account happened on the day he was going to the airport? The nuances of it, do you find it a bit theoretical?
Those are details that will be proved before the court. In terms of criminal issues, suspicion, even though you suspect somebody has done something, but the laws also provide that you should be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Clearly, criminal issues you have to prove beyond, because they don't, like, I always want to quote of President John Evans Fifi-Atamios, may his soul rest in perfect peace. He once said, he prefers to free 1,000 criminals than to imprison wrongfully a right person.
Yeah.
And he always cited the kind situation in this country. Normally when he comes to me, he cited that. So I am sure in that spirit, in that same spirit, President John Dramani Mahama is not interested in just putting people behind bars when they've done nothing. So that narrative out there, that people think that no, we've moved back to a period. No, every period has its own definition. Now we have for over 30 years now, over 3 decades, we've held on to this document that we are working with as constitution. And so far we are all hovering around that and we are working according to that. Anybody who goes against that, pay your liberties. You have every right to be able to fight that person. And I think that that's what we should be looking at. I am not that excited that, oh, Hanan is being treated in a way. But equally, I am not excited when we are given opportunity to do some work and the work goes against the ordinary Ghanaian who's supposed to benefit. We should be able to name what we call corruption in the bud. If we cannot even stop it, at least we should minimize it to the barest minimum. And with that, our country will progress. He's been accused, he and the wife has been accused of one A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. The issues are in court. At one point in time, his accounts have been frozen. Now the argument from I was trying to look at the defenses from his counsel is that even the frozen account this thing has been expired. All those things are out there for you to go and defend at the court. So to me, I think that as a state, let's leave it here. Let's wait for the fine details to come out. When actions are taken by government officials who go contrary against our laws and constitution, and you think that it's infringing your human rights, take the people on.
What's wrong with Kojo's concern about the Deputy Attorney General announcing some legal processes on Facebook?
No, you see, it's about modus operandi. You might not be right, you might not be happy with the way things are done with somebody, a particular person. He made a statement that officially, yes, we might be, but the fact that the person brought it out
on his personal Facebook page.
No, you see, you have seen something wrong with that. Maybe I wouldn't even see anything wrong with that.
The first, you don't see anything wrong with the personal, that when somebody has been, and the personal, somebody is putting on their personal Facebook page, you don't see anything wrong with that.
But the government spokesperson posts stuff about
there's official Facebook pages where announcements are made. Yoko has it, OSP has it.
Yeah.
When people, if the Attorney General has a Facebook page or a WhatsApp page, they can put it on there. But personal Facebook page?
No, you see, sometimes
that's the difference. Personal Facebook page.
We can hinge on this and make it a very big case.
Let's move on.
But at the end, even if it's an official Facebook page, official page of the person will be the person who's signing. Still, we know this is the person announcing it. But the point is not even about where you publish it. The point is about how are you taking our laws? Are you making sure that every step you take is in accordance with the laws we set for ourselves? That's my focus. And I think that as sitting down here on this table, Emefa, we have been given every right by our constitution and laws that we've enacted that if somebody goes against us and we think that at one point in time, I have wrongly been imprisoned, I have been restrained, detention has happened with that, even you can establish some kind of malice in it. The law also provides that you can take action and be remedied accordingly. So to me, I think that we have everything governing us as a people. But that said, what is happening to Hanan, I've said that every young person going into politics or in politics, just know that it's an example for you to know. An opportunity to serve is to serve the people with diligence, with integrity, and make sure that what is supposed to be done should be done to favor the people and not just few individuals. That's the point I'll make here.
Okay. I mean, I remember what you said about the former president, so rest in peace, saying that it's better for many people who are even criminal be free than
get
one person. I think he takes it from the seminal work of Sir Blackstone.
Exactly.
I think it will be a good read.
Do you see? Great. I should find it and read. With you, I'll get it.
Well, Doug, I mean, you've been following so far since the time the Attorney General himself gave us an update on Abdul Hanan. They've discontinued. Iyoko took over today. Now the Attorney General is back in the news. Now, is it that the matter is no longer with Iyoko, or these are fresh charges separate from what the Iyoko is ongoing? What's the mix here? Are you finding the process okay so far?
All right. So good morning to us all, the panel. Good morning to our viewers. I think that, there's a bit of legal and a bit of political twist, in this matter. And my reason for saying this is that, you look at the position of the Attorney General, and then you look at the ruling granting the permission, for that medical attention, then probably you are tempted to say that why the last-minute arrest at the airport? And the explanation that is coming equally suggests some level of fear or panic that if the man is allowed to go, probably he's not returning, like what director was insinuating. And for me, I think that granted that Hanan was given that kind of freedom in the company of his medical doctor, the one who was going to accompany him for his eye treatment. I see that probably it was not something that the court just took that decision, without certain considerations. If you read the literature around it, it is clear that the judge, that is, what's the name?
Is it the Adenta High Court?
Yes, the High Court judge, yeah. His Lordship Justice Achibonga, okay, listened to both parties and their lawyers, the state lawyers, as well as the lawyers of Hanan, for the request to travel abroad. And within that space, after hearing them, he decided to grant, him about 8 days of medical attention in UK. Again, if you look at the Martin Pigbu's case, again with the Attorney General, right? In there, even though I'm not a lawyer, the meaning I'm trying to read from it is that when one is faced, somebody is in the law court, and the person is faced with some level of ill health, and probably the person cannot probably get attention in Ghana, and becomes necessary that the person travels, then of course the person deserves that kind of freedom, that kind of attention to be given, all right? So I would also want to say that the judge did not probably err in his ruling. So if the judge didn't err and has granted him that kind of concession, why should the state apparatus, probably under the command of the Attorney General, go again and arrest him?
Because it's our fresh charges. It's got nothing to do with the charges that were before the.
No, I'm talking about the
travel.
The travel.
So you see, you will get
a travel.
First of all, it will be that because you are going through some criminal trial, you're probably flagged. You can't travel.
Yeah.
Now, to lift that, you must go to court for the court to grant you access to travel.
Yeah.
So this is entirely dependent on your ongoing case. If the Attorney General finds that, okay, well, yeah, that is for what's something must have happened for you to be prevented to travel. Now they say that I see what has happened, but I can allow you to go.
Yeah.
When the Attorney General, who is the country's lawyer, goes back and says that, I found that, I don't care if you went to cut a right arm, we're dealing with that. I've discovered that you're cutting a left arm. I'm starting a fresh process against you. So I'll arrest you. It's got absolutely nothing to do with the one that the judge granted you.
So which means that the ruling, the permission granted in the presence of both lawyers and both representations, that one has been set aside. And so he's looking at a fresh charge against Hanan.
Yeah, because you hear him,
reason?
He says that he attempted to withdraw money from the first.
So I was coming to that point. So now the question remains that if you listen to this argument, then probably I am equally tempted to believe that it's either the state institutions are not well coordinated and are probably not doing their job very well, all right? Because you see, if someone is trying to withdraw money from an account which has been blocked, all right, did the person go through a banking process?
Brother,
or not?
It's not even true. He has not done no such thing. No check issue.
No, I just want to query.
He has not done any such thing. So let's not even go that tangent. That please go ahead.
In every bank. You see, there are certain information you don't need to give.
Yes,
I want to say that you don't know.
That's the problem you also have.
Let me ask, I'm curious.
You don't know.
I'm curious.
I just want to query the process.
You query. I'll make it. Query the process. You want to query the process.
Yeah,
that's a long thing to do. Then let me satisfy my curiosity.
Yes.
I'm quite curious about why you want to believe what the former Attorney General says.
Okay.
And not believe what the current Deputy Attorney General says. Okay, why? What's the current?
So let me tell you something. There's something called a fiduciary duty of the bank. You know that, right?
I know this.
Okay. So the bank has a fiduciary duty to the client.
Yeah.
Even if that attempt was made, how did the Deputy Attorney General get to know?
So you will know that now.
Okay, fine. So let's pause. Okay, so let's pause this.
But you don't know.
No, hold on. Let's pause this.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be here. They'll go to court. We'll come back to this matter. Please go ahead.
No.
There's no point. I'm being told I don't know.
Every deposit that you do, it pops somewhere.
It doesn't pop anywhere.
Please.
It does not pop anywhere. Let's stop that.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't pop anywhere.
No.
What is the version of FIC?
It doesn't pop anywhere.
You know FIC.
FIC doesn't do that. Let's
okay.
not
Please. Isn't there asserting that? So why do we freeze?
If you don't know, you don't know.
That count.
Why do we freeze that count? So you can
hold on. What I'm saying to you is that
Yes.
even if there was an order that has elapsed, which by the law the order has elapsed, let me tell you something. What I'm telling you is that even if Hanan contacted his bank, right, and the security agencies got to know, I am advising his lawyers to sue the bank.
I know they say a second.
Thank you. So let's move on. This matter will not be settled now. Let him make his submission. Next week we'll be here.
This is
you run away.
Have I ever run away from
This is going to be like the toy issue.
No, but how's that toy issue? How's that going to be a toy issue? We will get about the point. But the point is that to grown up, listen, what they're saying is that the lawyer, they'll go to court. The lies will be made unknown. You can't go to court and lie. So they will produce him in court. They will tell them, let me speak. They will go to court. Then they will now produce the evidence and everything they have in court. By next week, Tuesday, we'll have all the facts.
I'm shocked Kojo
and we will play this back.
Doesn't know that.
It doesn't matter. Please.
In this country.
It's not true. Please don't leave the police state. Don't make that statement on air.
Please. We cannot make the statement until I finish. I am saying that. I am sure Kojo is not aware of some of
there is no such thing in Ghana.
Why do we have?
We will sue the government if there is such thing. Our accounts are monitored.
When they were all talking, I was quiet.
Yes,
but why you not monitoring? Why you not monitoring?
I'm surprised.
What's Akufo-Addo not monitoring people's accounts in this country?
I'm surprised.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
People's name. Exactly. He takes you on and take you to court.
Was it not
Akufo-Addo was monitoring people's account.
I am saying that.
Akufo-Addo was monitoring.
I am saying that.
You mentioned.
Oh, please,
withdraw that statement.
stop that.
Withdraw that statement.
Stop it.
He has to withdraw that statement.
I am saying that. What is the state? Who is the state?
No.
Who is the state? Is it not the president?
You mentioned.
Who is the state? Who controls the state?
Withdraw that statement.
He's the head. He's the head.
Who controls the state?
But I doubt he's got.
You said Akufo-Addo.
You cannot do this thing
You
here.
said
Please stop
Akufo-Addo.
it.
Withdraw that statement.
Was Akufo-Addo not a president?
Okay,
was he not a president?
Do you mean that the Akufo-Addo
was he not a
led
president?
government?
Was it the Akufo-Addo who appointed the director
or the government?
No. Oh, please.
He has to withdraw that statement.
I will withdraw.
Okay,
I am
that's
saying
fine.
it.
Then face it in court. Face it in court.
Go to court.
That's fine. No,
go to court. Was Akufo-Addo not president?
When you accept.
So when I said the president was monitoring, what was that?
Akufo-Addo was monitoring.
Oh, please stop it.
Akufo-Addo was monitoring.
Stop it.
You will get
You cannot go
and defend it in court.
Please go to court. I will follow you there. What are you talking about? You serious issue this one.
My question is that
because the understanding we want people to get is that it's not that maybe the president had some with, or he had some.
What I mean is that these states cannot be just there like that. Why do we arrest people on money laundering? How do they get to know? That is what I want to tell you. That every money coming to anywhere, it's not somewhere. What are you talking about?
So,
there's something that I don't want to mention to bring down some of the security issues. Like you see your face here. What are you talking about?
Let's go to
state apparatus, and for that matter, AG. Okay, we say that whatever Hanan did, that attempt to withdraw money from the frozen accounts, wasn't known. And if it is known, what are the documents behind it? All right. In fact, the Attorney General has been transparent all this while. I mean, always, almost all the time, trying to let the Ghanaian populace know that this is what is happening in this case, that is what is happening in that case. So if there are evidence that this man was trying to do something illegal, all right, for which matter he has been refused the permission to go, I want to indicate that probably as part of the transparency processes, the Attorney General may want to come and tell Ghanaians, all right, so that we will know definitely that this is the allegation and this is how do you call it, the crime that has been committed, all right, and for which matter I think that it will help the discourse going forward.
No, but help me query the rationale behind the fact that both the client's lawyer and the Attorney General, they haven't furnished us with particulars, right? But the lawyer says that his client hasn't done that. In fact, let me attempt to go to the legal argument of the former Attorney General. He says that if the court has granted him the access to travel, then the issue of frozen account should be nullified. I do not understand the legal understanding. I mean, the information is still scanting. We're trying to make some sense of it.
Reason,
but my concern is that
for
whatever
reason,
they have said, whether it is with official documents or whatever it is, why would Kojo believe the former Attorney General? I don't believe the Deputy Attorney because they're not speaking without documents.
We cannot move to Kojo's.
Kojo's not the only person feeling like this.
But you see, you were saying that information seems to be scanty.
The dog.
All right. So if information is scanty, then all of us probably, because of the limited information, we may be reading meanings into it, which may be wrong.
The little we have can be discussed.
So that's
bail conditions,
on this issue.
accessibility to your lawyer, there are many various legs of it. We're not going into the merits of the charges.
But the real issues will be before the court.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
And the reason why they arrested him, they put it because what is the scanty information that you are talking about?
So with this issue about, evidence, I mean, they say that he who alleges
must prove.
Yes. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So on the part of Hanan's lawyers, they believe that an allegation has been leveled against them, which is not true.
Okay.
So it is incumbent on the one making the allegation.
Exactly. I think I made that point.
And that was why I was saying that, look, if there is enough evidence to suggest that probably the man went to the ATM.
No, not to you.
Condone. Yes. I'm talking about Hanan. No, not to me.
No, I mean that they shouldn't tell her. They should go to the court.
Provide the check that is signed.
They'll take it to the court. Because the prosecutors.
Whether he did that, he tried to do that, with certain accomplices and all that. These are clues for evidence, isn't it?
But yeah, Doc, I hear you. But Honorable, to be fair, yesterday was a working day.
Yeah.
Why was the Attorney General?
I told you that every step the law provides a step to be taken.
I agree.
Good. So I think that people who always want to, you see, I keep saying that invading law is a crime. Invading, but avoid us. You can find a loophole and find it. And I think we've suffered that even at the point that people were arrested around Friday night. That's why people went to court, and the court ruled that.
Let me go back to
in trying to bring my point to an end.
Yeah.
Okay, Emefa, if Ghana's law permits, people standing trial to travel abroad for medical attention, couldn't have the Attorney General probably triggered certain, structures to ensure that this man will go and come back on the date set on the 12th.
No.
Oh, no.
There's no way you do that.
What would you do? Flag it?
I'm coming because you see, my point is this.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. My point is this. When it comes to health, it becomes a bit complicated.
Yes.
More especially when it has to do with your eye. All right.
Yeah.
And we have medical experts in Ghana. Yes, with eye special. But remember that, Director.
Yes.
The justice himself who ruled and gave permission had listened and has assessed documents.
No problem. No, easy.
I'm coming. So I don't want to assume that he doesn't know that there are
before
eye
he became
specialists in Ghana.
CEO, was he going for medical attention?
But that one we cannot.
But we all aspire to have a better life.
Yes. obviously, your conditions
today,
may
doctors,
change.
please wait.
Yes. Your conditions today they let
Yes, I agree with you.
You see, conditions may change.
Yeah.
So as I sit here driving a Kia Sportage, if one day conditions change and I get money, I may move higher than the Kia Sportage.
Of course.
You understand?
Yes.
You even expect me to do that.
Yeah.
This is Abeka Pepe. Yes, sir. Exactly. So once his conditions have changed and he feels that if I was a poor man, I would be doing with what I have here till I go blind. Okay. This time I can afford not to go blind. So what do I do? So that one we cannot push it as an argument.
I don't think anybody is crucifying him.
Exactly. So what I believe in is that probably the state could have detailed a security person with him. We have seen this before. All right. Accompany him to wherever he's going.
Really?
And when the time is set, he comes.
Beyond him not being allowed to travel, I haven't heard any investigative body preventing somebody who needed health care and he didn't have access to it. It would be hard to believe.
You see, arrest does not necessarily translate to guilt.
Doesn't.
So
but it prevents me from traveling because my eye.
No, the point now.
At the moment, at the interim, the material time, it prevents me. It prevents me. I can't see.
I'm trying to, like Doc indicated that. Doc was saying that, wouldn't he have found a way? Let me tell you, even if you're a prosecutor and you go to court with somebody and you realize that the case is moving towards a direction that you think that if you are allowed to
you use all the.
At the point, some of them will even go and tell the judges that we are dropping our case, knowing very well they have been able to find different offenses.
Yeah.
The moment they drop the case and you move out of the court, they will arrest you again.
A young lawyer in this country, Kwesi Botche, made a great point some weeks ago that as a lawyer, beyond you knowing the laws, you must also know the strategy.
Yeah.
Emefa, let me make a point.
Yeah.
I think multimedia has a lot of money.
On
And
what?
I say that because you allow your platform for Hobson to make certain statements, and he refused to withdraw. I am only advising this platform.
There's a constant reminder that everything that panelists say is not as safe.
But when you are
What has that to do with
when he sued, the platform sued.
No, but you know that there's always that disassociation. It is a constant thing that matters. You heard me asking. But you heard him. I said
What's Akufo-Addo not the president of this country?
You drag him multimedia.
What's Akufo-Addo not the president of this country?
Because I was
talking about.
I didn't hear you ask him to withdraw.
I did.
You did it?
I did.
No, I've not
I asked
heard
him.
it.
I said the president?
No, you have not asked him to withdraw.
I have. He said he will not withdraw.
You know why he's doing that?
Why?
You quietly asked me to withdraw.
Quietly.
Listen. Why you show me this? He saw it. That's why he's doing that. This kind of thing, you stop it.
You should withdraw.
You should stop it. For you, I will not.
No, both of you might mute their.
I will not.
I am saying that you had me follow up, Director. Are you talking about the president himself? Are you sure? Don't you think it is the government? I asked him many ways, and he said he can go to court. I mean, do you think we have to openly say, okay, we don't want
you signaled me. I was about to do it. When he saw it, he decided to do that. I am not going to withdraw.
That's fine.
Tell Akufo-Addo to take me to court.
No problem.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Let's move on to the next topic.
So, no, but the man is above it.
That kind of thing.
He says that he already takes charge.
I would not. I am only advising.
That what?
Have you advised yourself on every platform?
He says he won't take it.
Have you advised yourself?
And he says he won't take it.
Have you advised yourself?
That's fine.
What's the matter?
I say that you have a lot of money. You know?
Let Akufo-Addo take me
Why is
to
that
court.
necessary?
I'm not going to say anything. His lawyers are watching, so let's move on.
Anywho, let's go to other matters.
Yes.
Here is Abuja will take him to court and you are sitting here saying, what are you talking about? Stop that. I was arrested unlawfully.
I understand that, but
I went to court over 1 year.
Hobson,
look, let me show you a text.
I understand.
And a message that I sent to Godfred Odami. And you are here telling me, please don't infuriate me. Don't infuriate me.
Director, I don't know what he's standing on to say that the president watches.
Yes.
And I'm saying that, Director.
I am saying that it's
You didn't say the president.
Emefa, sorry.
I
You said Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Emefa, sorry.
Yes.
You see, the moment we come here,
but this kind of propaganda, you cannot use it on me.
We are trying to educate, our
listeners
and viewers. And for which matter, we need to stay within certain, scope of discussion. With all apologies, Director, the moment you mention people's name, it becomes a strong indictment against their personality.
Doctor,
please, I'm sorry.
Was President Akufo-Addo a president of this country or not?
I understand.
Was he a president?
Even if you have said that the president.
Please. I don't like that.
No.
I don't like that.
I am not.
No. I don't like that, dog.
No, I understand.
I am begging you.
Yes.
That advice, I will not take it. I am saying that you were accusing someone, and I was saying that was Akufo-Addo not president? Who was supposed to be that? What are you talking about?
I am saying that.
Director, I'm saying
whatever message they are sending to, they should tell me to court. They should send me to court.
We are all here for purposes of peace.
I'm happy that you have something you're standing on. You're happy to go to court. But I just think that how our legal system is a bit time consuming. Why don't you just withdraw? Let's make progress.
I agree to even do
yes,
that. But the way I am not going to withdraw it. Because of Kojo, I'm not going to
withdraw.
No. It's
for the sake of the panel.
It's me. It's
for the sake of the panel.
For the sake of the platform we are sitting on, withdraw.
Yeah.
I will not.
The platform.
It's not a joke. That's the problem. No, that's the problem here. It's not a joke.
I control the temperature of the platform.
You should sue me. I also sue you. What are you talking about?
Director, don't address him.
Tell him to sue me. I also sue you.
Director, we are not getting there.
Director.
You are not getting there.
Don't swallow change in this country.
For the credibility
I don't know what you're standing on.
We've swallowed change in this country.
So,
what are you talking about?
Director, what I'm saying is...
You claim to love Akufo-Addo more than who? When Akufo-Addo was being disgraced, where were you?
Director.
No, don't address Kojo.
Where were you?
Don't
Director,
address
it's okay.
Kojo. Director,
It's okay.
address me.
We must.
You people should try me.
Director, what I'm saying is
Director, we must proceed.
Director, what I'm saying is
Because of you.
Yes.
Why?
Am I not big enough?
Because of who? Continue. You not do it. Take back the certificate.
I am not going to do it.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Oh, Kojo, stop doing that.
No, he said you would.
I am not going to do it.
I said Kojo is a problem.
Don't go to court. I am ready for you.
Why am I going to court?
I am ready for you.
Director, continue to withdraw.
You people.
Why would I?
I said you try me in this country. You people will see.
Director, continue to withdraw.
You people will see. And so hot.
They are too
and so hot.
Director,
their lawyers are watching so hot.
No, Director, wait.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Do you know what I have to do to them?
Director, I'm saying that two ways. There are two ways. You withdraw it on the platform. Maybe when you get outside, you can issue the same thing. And then, because I feel you have something you're standing on. I don't know if you understand. And I'm curious too.
May I'm not someone that they can threaten and...
Director, so you withdraw
I cannot be...
They can go and fight outside.
Yeah, withdraw here on this table. Let's withdraw. I'll escort you outside. We can...
Yo, because of multimedia, I take Nanado's name out of it.
All right, so you you came here with Thor, we were calm. But when you came here, corrected me. Don't do that. Don't say that.
But you see, let me tell you something. On all platforms I'm on, at that time I was on TV3, right? I was heated. Something came out that it wasn't supposed to. The minute it came out, I held myself back.
I watch you.
Thank you. The minute it came out, I held myself back and apologized.
What I said.
You see, you understand?
It's okay.
Look, at the heat of the moment, you see, we are on live television. On the heat of the moment, you might say certain things. In the heat of the moment, you might say certain things. But the minute you err, you hold yourself back, apologize and withdraw. It doesn't take anything away from you. But the way you are doing, I will not. You have done it.
It's not. You see, I am doing it because of multimedia, not because of you, Kojo. You know, Kojo.
Let's move on.
But you see,
if you like, we get down. Let us go on.
Let's talk about the Eurobonds.
Director, Mami, who said about to me.
Hey,
that's okay.
Anyway, Director, thank you so much. Anyway, let's go to other matters. So let's examine the decision to settle the $700 million Eurobond ahead of schedule. Yesterday, I spoke to the technical advisor to the Finance Ministry, Dr. Hugh Echampon, and he tells me that this doesn't scar our reserves in any way. It doesn't make the foundation shaky in any way. They intend to boost investor confidence, at least restore some credibility. This is why they want to go ahead of themselves and even pay before schedule. I then spoke to Professor Bob Kennedy, an economist, and wondered, I see that the government has an interest that they will satisfy creditors, those who stood in the gap when you needed the help. Yeah. And so the people of Ghana should, minimize their expectations on the butter that will be in their bread at the end of the day, so that the government gets the opportunities to stabilize. This Eurobond payment and all of that, and I'm starting with Doug on this one. Doug, is it possible that the government of Ghana can be servicing these debts, right, issuing the bonds, and not scar us in any way at all? Is that possible?
So, you see, the whole concept about these investments and as it were, the correlation between the investor community, credibility, and all that is very much important. And for which reason, I think that after exiting, the IMF, the PCA, extension became somehow necessary, and it is all for the purposes of getting investor, attention and all that. What it means is that with the settlement of this $700 million, dollars, basically it moves Ghana's credit ratings, a bit higher. The confidence, would also come, and anyone who as it were, may want to come and invest, probably in Ghana, may have that kind of confidence. Beyond that, you see, what the Eurobond does for Ghana's economy is also very much important. To a large extent, you realize that Ghana probably may want to push in certain investments in there and then draw on them, probably to serve as a buffer, for our economy going forward. And so this settlement comes as, a relief, not just for, how do I call it, Ghana's economy alone, but also to ensure that the destination that we are moving in terms of investments, job creation, budgetary support, and all that, we may be moving in with that level of confidence behind us. Remember that if you are going for a credit and it so happens that your credit rating is high, your credibility is high, and there's that level of assurance that you have everything or what it takes, the credibility to pay for whatever amount you are taking. What it means is that it even helps in the rate at which you are borrowing, all right? So it means that probably your risk levels have been reduced. And once risk levels reduce, you tend to have a very good bargaining, chip. And so for me, I believe that it is good for us. The bigger picture is that, if you are able to move our economy within these same lines going forward, I think that the benefits that will be coming is what we need to be looking at. How we will be able to channel those benefits, profitably for the benefit of the good people of Ghana who have sacrificed, up to this level. We know the extent of unemployment that we are faced with. We know the gaps in healthcare. We know the food security issues that we are facing. And these are areas of national security concern, right? So as much as we are developing the economy financially to these levels, we should be able to leverage on the gains to be able to push certain investments in certain strategic areas that would ensure that the foundations of this country is so built in such a way that we will not be relying so much on donor agencies in the future, all right? We will not be equally be suffering from the brain drain that we are suffering from currently. And food security can be assured, to that extent. For instance, if we are able to get certain gains from this Eurobond proceeds in future, the question is, where are we investing it? All right. It will be very much important that we look at certain strategic areas so that some of these proceeds that may be coming in future, the gains that may be coming from some of these investments, we can channel it very well, and then we move as a country and then develop our economy on a very sound footing.
Okay. Honorable.
Yeah.
I see that the technical advisor says that, well, it's not like we're going to the borrowing market anytime soon. In fact, you can't even go until after 2028, I think. But they attempt to want to pay earlier than before. Are you sure that we're not, halting certain functionalities of institutions in this country to be able to put resources together to do this payment in an attempt to satisfy our creditors, those who were there for us? Are we not stressing out certain things that need to be done internally as a country?
Yeah, Emefa, one time in the history of this country, we were told by President Nana Akufo-Addo that money doesn't like noise. Yeah. He said that beautifully in French, which I cannot quote. C'est qu'un PDD. C'est qu'un PDD. In the financial setup, what money doesn't like is lack of integrity and lack of creditworthiness. You know, at one point in time, we became so bankrupt just because we could not service for our debts. And that has caused so much problem for us as a country, to the extent that we've been crushed out of what? The financial market. Even where we were considered, the interest rates given to us because of the risk factor that we are not a reliable what? Debtor was so high. So I think that researchers have indicated that yes, one time being declared as a junk economy has been rated at B with what? Positive outlook. You need to bring nothing but credibility to what? To your creditors or your investors. And you also understand that going for loan is easy, but paying loan needs some commitment and sacrifice. So we do not applaud those who go for it. We rather should be applauding those who are having the tendency to be able to pay no matter how difficult it is. So the economists are making that point, knowing that we are squeezing ourselves to make sure that we put our country in a pedestal, that anybody who sits and tries to put his CD, one CD, or even dollar into the country had the confidence that that's the 3 tranches of payment of $700 million each. That's $2.1 billion. I'm not talking about stability aspect that you and me are experiencing. Let's look at the confidence. And it cut across many facets. Even at the energy sector, at a point that we depleted so badly our partial risk guarantee of the $500 million that gave the IPPs confidence, this government came and paid that amount to make sure that Ghana is good and at a good standing to do business with again, wherever you are. Until before 2024, we didn't know that the easiest or most reliable place to invest in, like the treasury bills, has become more dangerous and more vulnerable. That people even don't want to look at. That confidence alone, you see, sometimes these are externalities that you cannot actually put a full measure on them in terms of quantifying. But what this does to the country, in terms of the global outlook, in the financial sector, I am sure we are still underestimating the impact. Trust me, if making sure that clearing or cleansing the financial sector is not important, I'm not sure we'll be investing 21 billion to solve a 9 billion problem in this country sometime past. So all this is done to give credibility to the banks to be able to operate. And I think that we need to applaud. If even there's something I can say more than this applauding for this current crop of this current team, managing this economy in a more diligent and prudent manner, making sure that even you and me are paying our debt without much pinches. Like I said, nobody finds it that comfortable to pay loans. No. Even tithes that are supposed to be done for God, people don't easily do that. It only takes leadership, pragmatism, diligence, and commitment to making sure that you put your country at the right trajectory in terms of financial outlook globally, that you do this. They say if you continuously eat while owing people and thinking that you are rich, you are living in your own world. But even if you starve yourself or limit the amount of food you eat by making sure that those who borrowed you money or gave you some money at the time you were in need, get back their thing to build that trust, that shows nothing but what? Leadership. So to me, I think that this is the way to go. Ghana once again has come. Those who actually put Ghana, irrespective of economic titles, to the right trajectory are back. We do not spend time to read credentials. We spend time to make sure that we right the wrongs that have been caused by those who have the bigger credentials. And I think that we should applaud President John Dramani Mahama and the perfect team he set up. I can only say that if you put round pegs in round holes, you get results. The days that where we see that square pegs are being put in round holes are gone. Is the right work being done at the right time?
making sure the resources of Ghana benefit Ghanaians, making sure that whatever you do, the Ghanaian down here benefits, has the full benefit of what the leadership that shows. And that's clearly the examples we are seeing. So once again, I applaud the Atoforsen, the Ministry of Finance, and to a very large extent, the President John Dramani Mahama for making sure that our country is back on track, being touted by all important institutions, especially within the IMF, showing that Ghana, we didn't know you have what it takes to be able to solve your own problems. Very soon, I am sure, Emefa, beyond just having stability, we will see enormous progress. I think some time ago, I keep making this point. We were told several that we've turned the corner. That corner that time was not fully measured. Today, we've seen what turning the corner means in economic pursuit. And that is so clear. That is so obvious. And Ghanaians, what can we do? Just to say thank you.
Yeah, because it is us who is cleaning our plates. Because every dollar paid outside is money that has not been used domestically. So definitely you're pinching me small.
No, I'm not pinching. I'm just trying to make sure that you are responsible.
Okay.
And Emefa, all we need is to be responsible, because you went for it at that time. The kenke parties you were having, you thought it was just going to be for fun. You might have not had the time to taste the kenke. No, I don't think it was our credits that we took from borrowers that was used for a kenke. Oh, really? Oh, by the way, thought going for loans became successful ventures in this country. Emefa, why are you running away from all you do? You are afraid of apologizing or retraction. Now maybe somebody will call you to retract. That's why you don't want to. It didn't happen in this country. There are people who went and issued bonds and came back and celebrated over it. It didn't happen. What I say? Like people can't eat again. No, it's not about eating. Eating because we secure some loan. It was tough. It was a tough period. Really? We secured a loan. Really? Maybe it must have been very tough for them to secure the loan. So you have to come and do a party because you see it's party. Those who are now paying what you embedded as are not the people to be touted. Anyway, it was that easy to collect, but giving back is what is still actually the issue. Like I said, I even gave you biblical issues there that giving back to God is not that easy, even though we know He's a provider of everything. Can you imagine what we are giving back to our creditors? Are you saying you are not paying tithes? No, not to me. We are talking to the generality of everybody. Well, Kojo, so let me go to Kojo. Oh, no, you have landed, right? Let me go to Kojo. Three things that experts are saying. They're saying that this move reduces our external debt obligations, obviously, improves the investor confidence, as the two other panelists have said, progress for possible entry onto the market again. Do you have any comments about these?
Emefa, you see, when your words, right, your own words, it's what people judge you by. You see, we in Ghana are judging this government by their own words. The government came and told us that reset. For me, I think every submission every NDC person makes, they should hold up their hand and say that, look, we have failed in that quest of reset. When you are beginning to use certain words and you are doing certain dance, words like investor confidence, beautiful English like credibility, and all those things to creditors, what does that mean? You are dancing towards a certain person. You see, they talk about borrowing. Every economy is financed by two streams, borrow or revenue. Joy News did a beautiful piece a couple of weeks ago and said that this government is not able to raise revenue. In the first quarter, he was 2.7 billion short of his revenue. He can't borrow. His expenditure that he has set himself, he is 24 billion short of his own expenditure because he can't find the money to spend. There's no confidence. The biggest financier of this government is Bank of Ghana. The biggest financier of this government is Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana is financing this government because without that, this government doesn't have any money. When you guys keep saying that the government is not borrowing, please, it's not true. This government is borrowing at every T-bills, every 2 weeks, every turning they are borrowing. They might not borrowing on the international market, but locally, they are heavily borrowing. And guess what? They are borrowing in such a way that they are creating debt for Bank of Ghana, where they are borrowing at T-bills 14 days for 5%, and Bank of Ghana is borrowing the same at 13% and basically buying their T-bills at 5%. So the difference is being absorbed by Bank of Ghana. But you see, when you pay $700 million Euro bond, that's not the crack of the matter. The crack of the matter is next year. Next year is when you have to find 112 billion Ghana cedis to pay your DDEP that is being matured, which runs up, if you use 11 to the dollar, is about $10 billion. So this government needs to find $10 billion in 2027 to pay about 57 of the domestic debt that is maturing and about the balance of the external debt. I'm not too sure of the number. All this early payment of 700 million euro to the bond is to prepare Akosua to go back into the euro bond borrowing next year. Without that, the pressure cooker will explode.
But would you not have a country that is credit worthy to decide whether...
No, I don't need a credit worthy company. I need a country that has reformed its structure. I need a country that has structurally reformed, right, the reset they promised us, so that we can internally generate a lot more funds. Now, what are Ghanaians waiting for? We are waiting for the new taxes that this is going to introduce in 2027. That's what we are waiting for. Because all the taxes they took, now they can't meet their revenue targets. Today, they have given out contracts worth what? $10 billion already to contractors for Big Push. The revenue streams that they've identified, which is the MIF, 80% of MIF, and then the consolidated fund money.
$10 billion.
Yes, $10 billion. $10 billion is what you guys have given. You guys have given out contracts worth $10 billion for contractors. Hold on. But the 78 billion Ghana cedis, hold on, dollars. $10 billion. Let me enumerate for you. You have given over the contracts that came out from the single source. How much was that? That was about 78 billion Ghana cedis. How much is that in dollars? How much are you telling us you put aside for the Ghana Express?
$10 billion.
$10 billion is what you guys have committed to the Big Push.
The entire Big Push even.
It's $10 billion.
It's $10 billion. So
yes, but you've committed the money already.
Let me tell you.
You've committed the money already. My brother, how much? Listen, the list of the single source. You see, maybe you're not following your own government.
I'm following very well.
Okay, what's the total amount of the contract that was given out on single source that the Fourth Estate did? How much was the amount?
You are quoting what?
No, how much was the amount? You are quoting what the total. Hold on. No, bro. The total contracts that came out of the Fourth Estate, how much was it? It was 78 billion Ghana cedis. How much is that in dollar?
And that is a 10 billion.
No, but how much is that in dollar? That is about 6.5 billion if you use 11. That is 6.5 billion for only the single source contracts.
So if you add,
all the other ones, because they've given out over 400, you know what they said? The minister went to the floor of parliament and said that they have given over 400 contracts. So if you only give 78 on single source, only a few of them is given. So what I'm saying is that if 78 of them is about $6.5 billion, the other 400 that has been, the other 300 that has been given out, what's the total amount of that? Plus the current indebtedness that they met, which was the 54 billion that Akufo-Addo doesn't have money for. That is on the side. So you see, apart from the 10 billion you've committed to Big Push, right? You need the obligation which matures next year, which is your domestic bond and external bond, which on its own is 112 billion Ghana cedis. You use 11 to the dollar, right? Because that amount is the domestic, the DDEP is 85.1 billion Ghana cedis. One of them is 85.1, and the domestic is 57.6. You add those two together, that is how much the government needs to find next year. So this 700 million euro we are talking is a drop in the ocean of the obligations of this government. Look, me, I'm called the doomsayer. That's why I'm called the oracle. When I say these things, it comes to pass. Akosua has two options, and that is going to come to pass. Increase taxes in 2027 to raise more revenue. If not, the economy will crash. 2, deplete its external reserves to pay for the maturity of what is going to, or go to the Eurobond. Without that, I have put this challenge out there any day, anytime. The numbers don't lie.
Kojo, which country, for a country like ours, What would you rather have?
Okay, so let me tell you what Dr. Bawumia. Let me tell you what Dr. Bawumia proposed, and let me tell you.
No, let's talk about what was done in the past and what is present.
No, in the past.
No, because you said they want to reset, and I'm saying that.
Yes, in the past.
Would you rather have a country that will be able, like you're eligible to go to the market, or a country that will be ready?
We did that, right? And it didn't land as well. We did that. You see, anybody that has followed me, Kojo, I was 100% against when Kenneth Wrighter was going to those Eurobonds. I was against it. I have done various interviews to say that the manner in which we were borrowing at the Eurobond was a problematic because guess what? When we came into 2017, what Kenneth Wrighter should have done, start there and told Ghanaians that, because you see, before the Nado government came in, the John Mahama government in 2012-2016 was the most borrowed government in our history. From 2012 to 2016, the John Mahama JM1 was the most borrowed government. So bear in mind, we're in IMF, right? And because we're in IMF, we're coming out of the IMF, we need to now put the country in the right stead. We jubilated about good credit ratings, the same way we are doing now. And some of us said, why are you jubilating over credit rating? Because you want to go into the Eurobond. We went to the Eurobond, we did the first domestic bonds that we issued, we went to the external bond, borrowed all the monies, forgetting that you need to build your ability to pay. Without that, you are going to get back to a problem. That problem is what led us to DDEP. But before that, we had COVID, we had the Russian-Ukraine war, which came to now compound the problem that we had. But you see, nobody knows tomorrow. The NDC didn't know there was going to be Iran-Israel, American war that will last 3 months. We all didn't know that, right? Now it's happened and gone. We don't know what will happen again. So the point I'm making is that borrowing to finance your big budget is not the way forward. The Dr. Bawumia way is the good way. Dr. Bawumia is saying that I would now come out of that deficit financing.
But he had 8 years.
Hold on. He was a vice president that did not have any powers. No, Dr. Bawumia is right. Can I speak? Dr. Bawumia, he had no power. Zero power.
So when he was
vice president, he had zero power.
But you are crediting yourself
he is part of a cabinet which advises the president.
Head of economic management.
Now,
so he
the
wasn't
economic
happy
management team is an advisory to the cabinet.
So he wasn't happy then?
My dear, please, when you have the chance to interview him, you put this question to him.
You're his friend.
No, I'm his friend, but I never had his happiness conversation. The point I want to have is that Dr. Bawumia has a policy. Dr. Bawumia's policy is said that, look, we can't keep borrowing to finance this deficit. So the 3%, because our deficit is about 3% of our GDP, give that 3% of GDP to the private sector. So government doesn't have to be doing all this borrowing. Let the private sector fund the 3%.
So the borrow that already happened in the 8 years. How was the government? What was the government supposed to do then?
The government is doing, the previous government. The previous government, the normal template in the Ministry of Finance. The template in the Ministry of Finance is that you come in, you look at the template, then you follow. When I heard the NDC said reset, I thought they were going to come, tear up that template and do something different. They've not.
If you tear up that template, it doesn't erase the fact that you owe people.
No,
right?
yes, but then when you tear the template, you see what this government is doing is following the same template, trying to please creditors because that's the eventual destination.
No. I'm saying that.
We are going to go
what can
to
the government do?
The government should stop. See,
but whatever it costs, it has to service the debt.
But you can service your debt.
Yes.
What I'm talking about today is not servicing of debt. What I'm talking about today is this government every 14 days going and borrowing from T-bills. Every 14 days, because that's how you fund the government. This government borrows heavily from T-bills. They have not increased any revenue.
There seems to be a bit of a problem when it comes to managing Ghana's economy. And I want to cut it short. The underlying factor has to do with, setting up our foundations in such a way that we will reduce both domestic and external borrowings.
Yes. That is the fundamental change. And when we had reset, we thought that was going to happen. That has not happened.
So let me ask a question.
The structural change.
I know that you speak a lot of numbers, and you say that you speak the truth, Kojo.
You know,
are you telling me that at the point where the government, the country was, at the point where the country was, are you saying that when a government says that they will reset, when they came, they really can reset without having to do anything at where the country was?
No, okay.
How would they do that?
Resetting, it's like I always use this methodology of hemorrhaging. The only way you can stop a wound is if you stop the bleeding.
Yeah?
Right? Yes. So when they say reset, I'm thinking that yes, they are going to have a surgery procedure to stop, to clean and close the wound. Right? So there will be no more bleeding. The bits they are doing about paying off debt is the existing debt.
Yes.
My point to you is that everybody keeps thinking that the only time government borrow is when they go to the external bond. This government in the last 18 months is heavily borrowing in the local market. So they're not doing anything different.
Would you rather not borrow local?
No, why would you borrow? Don't borrow. Listen, because you can, my dear, that's the point I'm saying that. Prof just said something.
Did you listen to Prof?
Prof, yes. Prof said something. Yes. Because the fundamental of our economy is set on the basis that we need to borrow to finance the economy.
No, that's not what he said. He said we have to run by making sure we minimize.
No, but the point is that you need to reverse that trajectory. I'm telling you that, look, bro, you are using the old templates. No, I have told you that Ghanaians watching us today, the Dr. Baumia philosophy is what's going to save this country.
No, it's just I'm thinking any country, but every country borrows.
No, that's not the point. No, not every country borrows. In Japan, Japan and all, not every country. No, but the point is that when you say every country borrows, listen.
I said nearly
in America is having problems today.
America,
right? Yes, but they're having problems today.
Yes.
Look at the number, their debt to GDP and the problems they are having. So they are not the way you want to go. What I am saying is that we have a problem. We borrowed to a point where external shocks, COVID, Russia-Ukraine hit us, and we were not able to service our debt. And we had to go to DDEP, right?
Russia-Ukraine.
What I'm saying is that if we are not careful, the trajectory these guys are taking us on, with the excessive borrowing domestically, right? And the borrowing on the international market next year, possible 2028, is going to land us where we were before. Because people keep saying there's stability. What stability? These guys are running the economy into the ditch. That today, the currency that we think is stable, you look at what Bank of Ghana posts every day. Every day, the dollar will inch up by 0.01 or 0.1. If there is stability, it stays, doesn't go anywhere. You don't listen. The Bank of Ghana is doing seesaw with the dollar to the CD rate. Yes, they're doing seesaw. Look, you might not believe me. I, Kojo Poku, with God blessing, I'm not going anywhere. These videos are archived.
Yes.
We are going to be here. We are waiting for the media.
No, you are good at apologizing.
You are good at
No, but here. When DOJ and President set a range between 10 and 12, he said it openly. Between 10 and 12 because of exporters and importers. So let us stay there. And you are saying what?
I know Emefa will be coming to you. But you see, some time passed on this table. I told you that the stewardship of President John Dramani Mahama is giving Kojo a very difficult.
How is that? My brother, the beauty of listen, you know why?
Let me make my point. Let me make even said anything. You want to come in.
Let me make when he says something, give me a headache.
Give you a headache. Can I get paracetamol, please?
No, it's not. Let me make a point of it. You see,
yes.
Nothing that somebody says gives me headaches. It is the happenings in the economy that is giving me a headache.
I just said the leadership, the stewardship of that. You see, Kojo ended up here, inadvertently collaborating all that I've said. Do you know what he said? Even to the extent that he thought that our biggest burden will be the DDEP that they created.
No, we created.
No, you.
No, we. The debt that was refinanced. The debt that was refinanced was
he was so happy saying that the biggest
when he handed let's situate it well. I'm saying that in 2016, at the time that the MPP took over, indeed, there was a debt. At the time, it was the most. Before there was a debt. That's why I'm
don't come and say this.
Don't come and say you created MPP's debt.
What you failed to acknowledge was that he said that up until 2016, before the MPP government came to power, the NDC was a most borrowed government.
Yes.
Then now,
that's
against that. Then MPP became the most borrowed.
Yes.
What's the record?
I have told you that
nobody had your voice in this country. When you were borrowing, nobody had your voice.
The way you
don't listen to me.
You certainly don't only get a Akufo-Addo to admit. You also get Kojo to admit.
No, but I always listen. No, bro. I'm on record. You see, I don't lie. I don't change my point. Yes. I'm the most consistent person in 25 years on TV. Let me tell you something. I'm on record on a lot of things. You can go on YouTube and play most of my videos.
Yes.
I have criticized Ken Ofori-Atta when he was doing these Eurobonds. I did.
Because you knew it would have replications.
Yes.
But there's not the replication.
But the what?
Can
you give us an evidence?
And I give you.
You don't have YouTube. I said, give us evidence now.
Go and play YouTube.
Send it to them. They will pray for us.
Let's move on.
I gave you instances of pragmatic leadership that for the past 18 months we've been able to settle 2.1 billion. I even told you, even the energy sector, of which he's a stalwart at that area. The efforts we've made to be able to restore confidence. Today, what is he saying? That being responsible for people who helped you when you were in distress means that you are dancing towards their tune.
Kojo says that. I hear you. We accept that we overborrowed, and now you have to service it. The understanding is that you promised a certain research.
Yes.
So internally, why are you borrowing internally? Why aren't you generating revenue?
No, you see.
That is one of the questions.
I told you.
Is it a fair question to
ask?
It's
not a fair question.
Kojo is days.
Kojo is what?
He's days by.
I'm sorry, but
this economic
I had to laugh about that.
Kojo to sit here and admit that former president, Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, doctor, was just somebody who was there without any influence.
Nothing.
But to be
zero influence.
No, but to be
you said zero influence. What did you say?
I said the vice president is part of the cabinet. The cabinet is an advisory to the president.
He has zero.
Hold on, brother, please. The economic management team is a subcommittee of cabinet.
Anything that was
it's a subcommittee. No, it's a subcommittee of cabinet. So at the end of the day, he had no power in the final decision. The final decision is made by the president. Now the vice president. Read your constitution.
Don't tell me we had told the whole world.
Read the constitution.
Akufo-Addo gave him the powers to run on the economy. He said it.
Wait. Okay, prove it. That one. Bring it. To bring my video. Bring it. Bring where he said
it's true. Let me conclude by saying that. Let me quote Felix Kwachi. He said that Kojo and Co. at all times they try to always dress.
Felix mentioned Kojo's name.
No, try to dress Dr. Bawumia in a borrowed clothing. Anything that was good in that government was actually to Dr. Bawumia, and anything bad, he has no influence.
That's right.
What a joke.
But Emefa
is my time, so let me.
So I wanted to ask
I just want to drop in.
Director has to make his point as well.
Yes,
please.
I'll come. You see, this whole narrative about the Eurobond payments, the external, repayments, servicing of loans, and then the domestic ones. There's that strong correlation in there, right? Now, the key thing, what I was trying to emphasize earlier, is the fact that, and I probably may want to read into what Kojo was saying, that, you see, in as much as you are tackling external debts and servicing it, and the benefit is dropping within the domestic market, it is also cautious that we remain careful not to over borrow domestically so that
you have the figures.
They don't have the figures.
So on domestic borrowing, do you have
don't
the
listen
figures?
to what Kojo says.
Don't listen to him.
But domestic, there's there.
I said, do you have the figures?
Yes.
Why is the figure? Bring the figure.
Don't listen to Kojo.
Give us the figure.
I am trying to explain based on my perspective.
Okay.
Right?
Kojo should give us the figure.
Based on my perspective.
Kojo advanced two arguments.
Because we have two wings of it.
Yes.
When it comes to debt, national debt, two wings of it. External, internal. Okay. You may be focusing on the external because probably it is controlled by a foreign currency, the dollar. All right, which may be that heavy. Okay. But again, if you are not careful and then you go loose, and then you tend to also borrow so much domestically, it could also have some kind of negative effect.
So where should we go?
No, so that's why it should be a balancing act.
No. You see,
I'm not saying
don't stamp the propaganda that Kojo is putting out.
Director, please.
Yes.
Director, please.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes, this is you go. Sure. This is a balancing act.
For him, yes.
It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
All right. So if you are able to focus on both two wings, and then you balance it carefully. Yeah, that is where
it's better we do away with foreign. Let's deal with
you balance it. Tomorrow when is tomorrow?
Kojo was saying, honorable. Kojo was saying big push, $10 billion.
Yes.
This is Joy News report. President Mahama announces 30.8 billion Ghana cedis in 2026 budget allocation for big push.
Yes.
Where did he get the $10 billion?
No, he did the math. He mentioned
what
that
math?
the sole sourcing.
This is, you see,
I just even don't want
you see,
that's why I just
Emefa.
No, I'm not speaking for Kojo. But the understanding I got,
this is Joy News.
So
I'm coming. What he was saying is pure propaganda.
How is that?
Which
there
part
is
of it?
no.
You don't even understand what's going on in this country. Let me.
I am saying.
Let me explain.
It's okay. Let me go.
The allocation in budget.
It's okay.
The allocation in budget is different from.
It's okay.
But you mentioned my name.
Government has put 30.8 billion
in the budget.
Ghana cedis.
In the budget.
Not $10 billion.
In the budget. Hold on. In the budget.
Let me go
How
on.
much the big push?
Let me go on.
How much the big push?
Let me proceed. This propaganda and other thing, we're not going to entertain it here. You see, Atto is forcing. Atto is becoming a darling guy for Ghanaians in terms of economic management. You know, last I was listening to my director of communication, Solomon Usu, on this platform. He was saying that we should begin to question that economic PhDs from outside. Are you getting it? Because we have someone who is described as an economic wizard. He was giving the economy and everything was bazaar. Are you getting it? Then
who are you talking about, Dr. Bawumia?
Yes.
But Kojo says he didn't have any power.
You believe him? Were you not here?
I'm just confused.
Were you not here?
I said,
look, those watching us, if you have that tape, you can send it to Joy News, or if you have my number, you can send it to me. Dr. Bawumia is on tape telling the whole world that, in fact, Akufo-Addo gave him all the powers to deal with the economy.
He brought 33 police.
He was at one of the lectures. That one thing he will never take for granted is that President Akufo-Addo has given him all the powers to manage the economy. And today you sit here and say what?
He said that at the lecture.
Yeah.
At the lecture. The lectures that he was given.
No. In the program. One of the
when he enumerated the
area also. TESCOM program. And then he said that. TESCOM program. I was there myself. I listened. I listened to him. Are you getting it? So Atto has been able to settle this. And you know, Emefa, when you look at the whole show, the actual principal repayment was $525.2 million. Then the interest payment was $174.8 altogether, 700. You'll be able to do that. They've talked about a whole lot of this thing. but settling it ahead of time, you know, it brings to 4 things in mind. Number one, the boost of investor confidence. This one will signal that, look, if we give our money to Ghana, Ghana will be able to pay. Are you getting it? You are supposed to pay the money, let's say 30th, and then somewhere 5th, 10th, you're able to pay it. That confidence is built. Now, it supports your future borrowing too. Anytime Ghana decides to go to the international market, nobody will draw back. Everybody will open the door for us to be able to do that. Then it reduces the risk. By so doing, you know, the payment lowers Ghana's outstanding Eurobond debt, and then it reinforces the confidence again. Then the last one is that it strengthens the macroeconomic stability. Together, all these things that they pay did not affect the cedi stability in the country. So we can say that, yes, they've done well. Now, at a point, we heard of Goggisberg economy. And the former president, Akufo-Addo, was saying it's time that we change from the Goggisberg economy, and then we were thinking of maybe coming with Akufo-Addo's economy and all that, which couldn't happen. And I think the way things are going on, maybe the economy will be its forcing economy. Something like that. What do we need to do? Forcing and the entire team, the governor of Bank of Ghana, everybody, we need to maintain fiscal discipline. You see, when Kojo was talking that government was short of 24 billion, he couldn't get, I said, look, Joy FM news that he was quoting, he misquoted it.
He meant the money that has been
the 24 billion. It was there, not that they did. Yes,
no money.
Money was there.
No,
it was there.
What he meant was
money
the
there.
budget.
He has said that he budgeted this amount of expenditure. He is less that expenditure by 24 billion. That's what we're saying. It's not money sitting anywhere.
But look, there's a 24 billion. That is what he hasn't spent. Actually,
we debated that here.
No. What else? But
we were saying it should be correcting. We said
they were not spent. No, it was
money.
Not about money that is there.
Oh, please.
Oh, my brother, you don't understand something. Let's educate.
What are you talking about?
The man makes a budget.
What are you talking about?
The man makes a budget to spend 75 billion in the first quarter. He has spent 24 billion less. That is what the point we are making.
But is that good news?
No, he didn't spend it because he doesn't have the money. What is the good news?
The money was there.
He doesn't have the money.
Okay, so the debate is as to whether the money existed and he didn't use it.
I said, he doesn't have the money.
The money was there.
I mean,
it wasn't a topic we debated
extensive work on that. And then we're saying that it could have been 24, government saved 24let billion instead of saying that it was not spent. Are you getting it?
What
money was there?
Let me put clarity.
That was your point.
Let me put clarity. What Joy News did was to take the budget that the finance minister has proposed and came to say that, listen, the minister has not spent this amount of money. We didn't go into whether the money existed or it didn't exist. That's not a debate.
Even the report, you can let them fact check.
But why would you, hold on, why would you, I know I call them the Billionaire Boys Club. Why would you say the Billionaire Boys Club?
Who are they?
The NDC. That's why I call them. Because Atto-Forcing gets up and give billion to everybody. My point is that
really
yes, but it's the Billionaire Boys Club. Why would you read the budget?
Can Atto-Forcing also come after you? Atto-Forcing gets up and give billion.
Why would you get up, go to Parliament, read the budget, apportion money to ministries, agencies, and not give them the money? Why?
We discussed this here.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But why would you do that? If you had the money, so you are intentionally not giving people money.
Listen.
Is that what it is?
No. Do you know something that's stated by the commitment authorization? Here. When you felt that
the second quarter will come,
at one point, when even at the energy sector for the ECG budgeted about 1.4 billion, they ended up around 9 billion.
So if I understand, the money that was not spent is not like the EBITDA is there.
The thing is that instead, the finance ministry adjusted the expenditure downwards, spending 65.97 billion instead of 89.97 billion.
Yes,
are you getting it? On the 16th of June, this table, this is what I put there.
No, we're asking whether
so the money was there, only that expenditure was
how do you know the money is there?
He even Kojo was
how do you know the money is there? Okay, how do you know the money is there? The man came and said he borrowed to pay salaries. he borrowed 17 million Ghana cedis to pay salaries. Akufo-Addo in there, or see, he borrowed 17 million to pay salaries. How do you know he has 24 million? How do you know he has?
How much did you say they realize?
Realize where?
From the revenue.
He shot of revenue 2.7 billion.
How much was realized?
He was shot 2.7
How much was realized?
How much was collected?
Hold on.
Collection is important.
You are telling me Akufo-Addo has money. But Akufo-Addo himself come and tell us that he borrowed to pay salaries.
It doesn't matter. I say how much was the revenue? How much was the revenue?
You know what?
The thing is that there was a program to spend 89.97 billion. And then he adjusted the expenditure downwards to 65.97 billion. And you are telling me that he was not having money? What are you talking about? Look. This government,
who adjusted it?
You see?
Who adjusted it?
Oh, please.
No, who adjusted it?
Please. Let me.
No, you said they adjusted. Who adjusted? Clarify that. Who adjusted?
Why? Is it not finance ministry?
Okay, so finance ministry.
It's okay.
Release the budget and go to parliament and get appropriation.
Let me take my
go to parliament to adjust
Do you know that we're not educating people? Because all we're doing is we're bumping a lot of things together. Let's take it one after the other. Clarity.
You see? So at times, Emefa, you need to challenge us all. When we are putting out figures and making statements, other things, you need to challenge us.
I hear you clearly.
Don't think that maybe after talking they will respond. So put us on spot. Are you getting it?
What's the point that you need to be put on spot?
So, someone said he was talking against MPP borrowing, and we've never heard of it until today he is saying it. You could have asked him to give you a proof. Are you getting it? You borrow, and this government will come and then make sure he services the debt. Look, under MPP, after all the borrowing, you know that they were not able to service our debt. That's why we went to this junk status and other things. So someone is doing it instead of encouraging. At least, if you are not going to praise him, encourage him to do more. And then you sit here and then you be poo-poo the effort. What is the meaning of that? Huh? I say he's poo-pooing the effort.
Okay, but I'm going to send a video to Kingsley. Kingsley, please play.
What video is it?
The video for you said
can't call for videos.
No, hold on, my video.
You need to clear. You have to clear with me.
No,
what video?
The video.
Which year?
What video is it?
2024.
What video?
2023.
What video?
The video criticizing 2023.
When you came into the limelight,
criticizing.
You said for 25 years.
Oh, my brother, but I'm giving you one video.
What are you talking? Both of you, what are we talking about now?
That I sat here and I'm saying that I have criticized Ken Ofori-Atta's budget without giving evidence. I have found the video. I'm going to give
2024. I am not going
2023, 2022.
Look,
I'll give you the video.
Hey.
It's
you said 2024 now 2022.
No, but 2023, 2024, 2023, that is right.
Let's not personalize the conversation. Let's not personalize it. Yeah.
When Kojo sit here and say certain things, I mean, check.
No, but yes, but
how can you say you sat on TV for 25 years criticizing?
It's very irrelevant to me. That's why I don't play. To be honest, yeah.
I said I'm very consistent.
You mentioned 25 years.
Yes.
When? Where?
I mean, he's touting his own credibility.
Bro,
it doesn't affect the conversation.
Why are you? What's the make your submission?
Kojo, I've been doing discussions on telly and radio since March 2008. Consistent. Until 2023, I've never
Look at you.
I never heard of Kojo Poku.
To be honest.
Until when he was coming
because that's
for the
because you are okay, so that's fine.
We were speaking for the party. We go for communication meetings and other things.
Hold on.
So what are you talking about?
Hold on.
Please, let me go on. Let me go on.
When did PM Express start?
So what are we discussing? The popularity of somebody showing up?
No, but it's correcting. He's taking you on and not correcting.
You both decided to go into personal areas.
It's not personal. Say that.
Let's go to the subject matter. We're discussing 700 million that have been used to service our debts.
Let him discuss that. Stop attacking me.
But I bring you back and forth to a few things. Not because
I don't have a problem.
Which I do with everybody.
I don't have a problem with it. But when he attacks my credibility, I have every right to defend it.
But if you lie, I will expose you. See? If you lie, I will expose you.
Now, Emefa, you see where we are going.
What are you talking about? That since 2017, you'll be criticizing Ken Ofori-Atta for borrowing. When? Until 2023, who heard of Kojo Poku on TV or radio? Okay. Until 2023. And then you come and sit here and then tell me this for me to allow you to go on.
For criticizing somebody, will it matter the longevity? Which one?
Oh, doctor.
No,
don't come and polish it.
No, let's not go there.
Don't polish
it. You see,
let me
when somebody go. You see, when somebody, I'm here.
Yes.
If I wasn't here, you let him make that statement. When somebody attacked me whilst I'm here and says that until 2023, who has heard of Kojo Poku? It's a direct attack on me.
Okay,
so
give me the evidence.
This is quite recent.
Give me the evidence.
You see,
I have been saying that from 2008 March to date.
Why are we discussing
Joy FM and everywhere in this country, they know. When did Ghanaians get to hear of Kojo Poku? Is it not 2023? When they attempt to contest presidential election?
Let me try and cut through the curtain.
What are you talking about?
Let me cut through the curtain.
So you cannot use that to do a propaganda and say that I was criticizing MPP government from 2017. It's not true.
Okay, so you're trying to say that he can't accept to be part of the decision then, and now say that he didn't support it.
When he was saying that he was against it from 2017,
okay,
I said it's a lie. He didn't sit anywhere to say that I am against this until 2023.
Does this video address the concern? What did you want to address?
Wait, 2024. Don't mind him.
No, these are personal.
Don't mind him. 2024.
He says it's an attack on his person.
Let me go on. Let me go on.
You can't do that.
Let me go on.
You can't do that.
But if you have not been on radio, is it an attack? You come and sit here and do propaganda.
Do
propaganda.
So it's an attack on his person.
That propaganda will not be allowed.
No, but he doesn't see it as that. Allow him. Kojo,
don't mind him. Don't mind him. Let's go on. Let's go on.
No, it's not funny. No, it's not funny.
But let's allow him.
Don't mind him. Let's
go on. But you invited him. You have invited him to his credibility.
I have stated a fact. Emefa.
He wants to either
until 2023, when he was coming for presidential, did you know Kojo Poku? Have you heard Kojo Poku?
He was. Huh? He was. He used to come. He's been appearing on media. In fact, at the time, Kojo
he was
always
doing his
about energy.
He was doing his education.
He said I was not on TV.
You are doing your
hold on. Please listen to me.
Yes. But director, you have challenged him.
You have said that until 2020.
I said prove me wrong
on TV.
Yes,
that's what you said.
I didn't know you.
I knew.
Thank you.
I knew him.
Let's end
I knew him.
Look, you
just stand MPP communication member.
So he's trying.
We meet every time. Every week we meet.
Let's move.
So where were you? Where were you?
No, hold on, please.
Until I left MPP 2023, where were you? I didn't know you.
Let's resituate the conversation. We are discussing two things.
He doesn't have anything to say.
One, as to whether Kojo Poku was known
if I don't have anything to say,
no, guys, let's have one meeting. Director, Doc, let's have one meeting.
Emefa, maybe let me situate my point.
It's important you situate it well.
When we were talking about these things, instead of you saying that maybe my government, I mean the previous government, borrowed recklessly and all that.
Okay, my producer says that he's been producing the show for a while, and what you're saying is not true. That's until 2023, who knew Kojo Poku?
Huh?
Until 2023, who knew Kojo Poku?
If me, a staunch member of MPP communication team.
So you want to set
a staunch member? Listen to me. Look, your producer should stop that. A staunch member of MPP communication team. We meet every week. And you are telling me that what I'm saying is not true?
No, but that's true.
Were you there to meet with us?
Maybe at the time.
Ask him whether he met me in communication meeting before.
Okay, but this is why I don't want us to get personal. This appearing on TV, we're just addressing the concern of.
So you should not come and then do propaganda that you was against borrowing.
That's another issue we can go.
It's a propaganda. That's what I want you to check in.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying, that there's a video I can send for them to play. It's a very simple matter.
2024 will not take it.
2024 will not take it. It's not 2024.
Will not take it.
But go ahead and you see, you want to abrogate and do your own thing. Go ahead and say what you're saying. Daniels are watching you. Go ahead.
Me, I've told you that when we are on this table,
you don't have anything to say. So let's.
When we are on this table, when you bring propaganda, you will not run away with it.
He's made many points here. You can't say.
I am saying that. You see, you've made my wife cry calling me. Because you see me boiling there. Mama, no problem. No problem.
Empress.
No problem.
So thank you for calming him down.
This your husband is. You know, we are brothers too. Same father.
I understand. Director, make the point.
Are you getting it? So what finance minister needs to do is to maintain fiscal discipline, which he's already doing. That he institute a program that no minister, no CEO can just get up and say, I'm doing procuring and those kind of thing. You need to write for him to ask you, where is the money? Oh, we have this money sitting in our account. We want to use it. Then he can allow you to do. Where people have a budget of, let's say, 5 billion. By the end of it, then they've spent 15 billion. And government will suffer to get that money to pay and all that. He said he's cutting all that. That's why we are seeing improvement. And then we need to sustain the economic growth. You see, when you stabilize the economy, I'm not an economist, but the little that we've read around, we need to just put it out. When you stabilize the economy, it needs to grow. Because stabilization alone does not mean anything. Once it starts growing, then we can see the effect of it. And then the public debt should be prudently managed. That one is very important. So if Kojo says they are borrowing so much internally, then they should look at that and see how they can do that one too. Then, government should go ahead and then implement the reforms agreed under the debt restructuring program. We should not say we've assisted IMF so we can just go around doing whatever we want. All the programs there, let us stay on it and make sure we do it to the letter. That will give us the benefit. So in all, I will say that for this one, paying ahead of time, which did not affect the exchange rate, which did not affect our foreign reserve, I think Atto has done well and is a darling boy of Ghanaians now.
I see. Okay, shall we move to other matters? I don't think there are any rebuttals. Everybody's quite expressive on this. So President John Dramani Mahama has officially declared a 2-day national general cleaning initiative scheduled for Friday, July 10 and Saturday, July 11, 2026. Now, it's organized under the National Post. Do we have one meeting? Do we have one meeting? Do we have one show?
Yes, one show.
One, okay, you know what?
The two of you. So
when two brothers are fighting,
you just have to be a passerby.
Then people will be worried that, wow, anyway.
Yes? This is Joy News.
Yes.
Right? And when somebody sits on Joy News and says certain things, it goes far. But the beauty of it is that people who are very ardent supporters of Joy News.
Sometimes people wonder why don't you bring those little... I feel like you are condescending to your viewers. They are discerning and they can make some of their own elections.
When Joy News was doing the majority and minority caucus,
Emefa, let's move.
Before, was it 2012 or so? When they were doing that, did you know him?
Oh, that.
Let's move on. I'm asking you, let's move on.
I'm saying this to your producer.
Let's move
on. Don't know my age. Anyway, so the mobilization is running under the campaign. Okay, well, sorry. Let's go to So the military seem to be the one taking charge. The National Post-Flood Mitigation Task Force. The exercise follows the devastating, of course, the June 29 floods that have happened. So 10th and 11th of this month, President says post-recovery. I've also heard the Brigadier General, the leader of the task force, also mentioning that the government should at least support them. No, Ghanaians should support them when it's time, because some people's buildings may have to be demolished and all of that. Yesterday, I brought you the news from Ashanti region, Kumasi as well, that they're bringing back the task force named Saman, that they will pick you up immediately, take you to where they have to take you, and even prosecute you or fine you. We brought you live when it was happening. This post-recovery committee that the president has set up. Let me start with you, Honorable, on this matter. Who are they going to be taking instructions from? I'm asking because of the sustainability of it.
Yeah.
What's the architecture of it? I mean, we look forward to the initiative. I don't know which Ghanaian will not be happy about this initiative, but for sustainability and continuity.
At this point, I think we have an issue at hand. Something happened. Sad as it may be, we still have to be able to make sure that we minimize its recurrence. We've been told issues about flood will always occur, but it is our conduct and the way we position ourselves that might go for a long way to mitigate it. So, as it stands now, I think there's a special purpose vehicle set up by President to let somebody lead that course for us to, first and foremost, clear the debris that are at the most hit areas. Even if you walk toward Odona gutter now, you will see a lot of debris still. And this is simply coming to say that, can we declare a period to say that, no, let's get things right once. We cannot just do it alone. We are all in this country as Ghanaians. Mobilize the people, get them to come out to support so that we can spend 2 days to make sure that we keep our gutters clean, we keep our environment clean, and make sure that the garbage that is supposed to be kept where it's supposed to be, that will not cause much harm, is done. But beyond that, we still, even at this moment, have some other buildings situated at waterways that are causing much harm. In doing so, you know the Ghanaian will still come to play where people will have to be pleading. So I think that's why they're extending that plea to Ghanaians. Yes, we will want to take actions. Some actions might be very drastic. It will affect individuals. But let's all understand that when we do not do that, it will go a long way to eat up all of us. Let's get this problem solved, minimize it. At least when it even happens, it will not have that kind of detrimental or devastating effect like we've seen. What will happen to those who permitted people to build in waterways? Yeah, of course. So it means that we should begin to look at a holistic view. I made a point in one of your stations there. As of 1960, the population of Accra was just 540,000. By 2000, it went up to what? 2.9 million. Today, as we are talking, it's about 6.28 million. Within the land space of Accra alone. Accra alone. Within the land, that's even about 1/5 of the entire Ghana's population. But Accra, in terms of land space, is occupying only 1.4% of what the Ghana's population land space. You get it. For if you have about 245 square kilometers of area, and we know it's just like a natural course. I made that point to you. We have the Aquapim Ridge. Accra is seen as a natural course. It's just like us arguing with nature. Nature says that when it rains, water will fall from above, come and move towards a particular the Gulf of Guinea. That's the southern part. But we have, per our own occupancy, occupied these positions, these places, and narrowed otherwise rivers into gutters. But even our conduct towards these gutters is also further narrowing the gutter that we have that should be able to move water. So that's why we are all suffering this. So come and let's see those who are very close to the river, to the banks and causing more harm, and buildings that are situated in those places. Can we all agree that we have to get that off? We have been seeing the struggle of getting people off the Ramsar site. It has been one thing from the other. I remember even Akufo-Addo's time, this railway area, they tried clearing almost everybody around them. It became a topical problem. So this is the call again. This is the time. They say hit the metal when it's hot. This is the time the metal is too hot. If indeed we want to be able to straighten it the way we want it, then we have to hit it now.
So, and the military is saying that yes, we might come with some brutalities, but all of us, let's come to one platform, understand that we need to do this to save us ourselves.
You didn't answer my question.
Which is?
The question is, we're going to be breaking somebody's building down.
Yes.
Somebody gave him the permission to do that.
Yeah.
Whilst we demolish it, what happens to the person who gave the permission?
Exactly. That's what I think that in effect I first told. I'm talking about.
If you keep the person there,
no, we are not going to keep everybody there, because even sometimes you might be surprised. Even maybe the one who gave the permission there might have even gone for retirement. So it's a holistic thing you have to do. Yeah.
We need to train him.
The person who might have given might even go for retirement, might be on retirement now. So it means that we have to date back a lot of time. It's not just now. So it's a holistic thing. But can we stop it from now and let us to continue? Because at a point where we are very much comfortable as a people to even hold our own forest to family members, what are we doing to ourselves?
Can we all agree that Honorable looks like he doesn't veer to certain places, but he goes quickly when you are not looking?
No, you see.
All of a sudden, the forest issue has come in.
No, I'm telling you our attitude towards our own.
Sure.
That's what I'm simply saying.
Okay, Honorable.
Unless, of course, it's not relevant.
It's very relevant. It is extremely relevant because it contributes to the ecosystem,
the ecosystem you're talking about.
I'm going to take you to Kumasi, by the way. My colleague, Emmanuel Baikweku, he followed the task force yesterday when they were enforcing the summon. I would like to call it a bylaw in an attempt to keep the Kumasi metropolis quite sanitized. Take a look.
Homes, shops, churches, and hospitality facilities in the Dichemso suburb were taken by surprise when the Sanitation Enforcement Task Force, otherwise known as Saman Saman, besieged them. The task force, comprising soldiers and sanitation officers of the KMA, moved to every nook and cranny of the community to inspect their sanitary conditions. In some households, waste-littered compounds, while gutters running through parts of the area were heavily choked with plastics and silt, preventing free flow of liquid waste. The exercise witnessed some pushbacks from residents, while in other instances, the residents were tasked to clean their frontages.
Once I removed it, I wanted to go and play. So she wants them. So she packed everything and put it here. Because I didn't even know she left some of the tea and gave them. Because me, I've been sick. I was admitted. I came today. So I don't know why she wants to arrest me for something that I didn't do.
Are you picking it or you are waiting for her?
No, I'm coming to. She said they are arresting me.
Can you let us see you do something?
Yeah, that one I can do.
At the Latter-day Saints Church in the area, the administrator for the temple was picked up by the team for the unkept conditions at the church. Henrietta Ifiakunedwa-Boache is a PRO for KMA.
Okay, so when we came here, we saw that their environments, their frontage, it was unsanitary. So the chief inspector, that's Upoku, went in and then we spoke to them that we are taking them to court, and this is the exercise that we are carrying it out. Then she refused to go. She said she's calling the boss or something to come, but the boss never came, and then she also didn't move to where we asked her to go. We came peacefully again. We sent another team. She still didn't come, so we had to come forcefully take her so that the bosses will meet her at court.
At least 11 individuals were arrested by the team for leaving their homes and environs under unhealthy conditions. Kweku Poku is environmental health officer for KMA.
That relies in the bosom of the court. And so when we send them to the court will decide the punishment to give to them. It could be a fine, it could be a custodial sentence. It depends on the court. Yeah. Well, our presence here even has sent the signal that we are on the ground and want to ensure that they do the right thing. So far, so good. We'll continue tomorrow to the area that we have not been able to cover. It's going to be throughout the period of the existence of KMA.
And so these individuals who are in the bucket of this vehicle will be sent before the courts. They will be arraigned before the courts, and then anything from there, they will be fined, and also they would undertake any processes with regards to living unsanitarily in Kumasi. From here at Dichemso, my name is Emmanuel. Right quick.
Back in studio, Honorable, you on the floor. So that's what Kumasi is doing.
Yeah.
But is it not a much bigger problem? We've reported how our landfills, we seem to have exhausted our landfills. Yeah. Tricycles do not have, in fact, accessibility to some of the landfills are also a problem. We brought you a story of Makati here. We had lots of tricycles carrying refuse and we're not able to dump them. Is it not a bigger reaction to a bigger problem?
No, it's a bigger problem, as we all know. But you know, no matter how big the problem is, it must start somewhere. It starts first from where we all reside. Then we'll be talking about where we dump it.
Okay.
Those are two different things. So this is even where you reside, where the gutters are, where the water flows from. Can we get that solved?
Okay.
And I think that's the step being taken. And it's in the right direction.
Doug, sama bi wo krom.
Ye nyini ni de na sama
Na tankers no.
Tankers bagu. Me bra ketwa kra kokoye ekon sama.
This is an English program.
Oh, there's a school. You go.
Sama school.
I see.
Ba no kra waja ko disofo. Sama adwuma na gu.
But that's what they're bringing back.
So if they are bringing it back, that's nice. And that is very good. All right,
Sometimes
I subscribe.
Announcements are interesting, though. I just got a message that they said they are going to pick some servers, so if I can help out.
They're going to pick.
So sometimes I don't make some announcements here when we are here.
Well, you see, we are all struggling with unemployment, right? And there's a school, there's a whole institution. My brother, who is a pastor at the Presby Church, he is the one pastoring the Agogo, Asante Achimagogo assembly, right? And he went for that training somewhere in the north. He ended up being a pastor. I know that there are several of them who attended that school, and probably now they don't have a job. I know that there are some of them at the assemblies. The assemblies have recruited some of them. But you see, Emefa, the whole thing has to do with enforcement of bylaws.
Yeah.
The bylaws exist, but they are not working. All right. So how do we enforce it? And I think that is what KMA has triggered. All right. So if all district assemblies, municipals, are going to trigger this same law and make sure that they work, then of course we may be getting somewhere. Probably it may not solve all the problems. But again, I also feel that the existing bylaws are very weak. Looking at the order of the day, I mean, if you have a 1947 bylaw, how does it become relevant in today when Accra in 1947 probably was under 300,000 population? Now we are talking about 2-point-something million. All right. So this whole issue about rural-urban drift is also a problem. And how do we deal with it? Look, Honorable was talking about our backyard here, Aveno. The mess on the Odo drainage. We can't even speak about it. So who has the authority? Is it the government? Is it the municipals? Who? I mean, for me, you see, this task force, what is going to be their time limit? When are they starting? When are they ending? When is their mandate ending? And if it becomes a 9-day wonder, where have we got into? We have just thrown money away for a moment. But the issue that we are faced with is a permanent issue, and we need to approach it from that permanent angle. All right. So I believe that we need to strengthen the existing bylaws, even if we have to go to Parliament, for certain amendments to be done to ensure that the existing bylaws are strengthened to meet, the demands of the day, so that DCEs, MMCEs will be empowered enough to work as they are supposed to be working. You see, within this same enforcement is the fact that if I appoint someone, probably as a president, to take care of a municipality, I expect the person to work with the authority invested by the government in that person. And so there shouldn't be a situation where somebody is elected or appointed as a DCE, and the person does not really have that kind of freedom to be working. Look, Emefa, landowners in this country, they are also a major cause of what we are seeing. And if you don't check their behaviors, it will be worse.
Okay.
All right. We have gotten to a place where they sell and sell lands. Now, even in Accra, we don't have playing fields. Football fields are gone. And so if Blaster goes out there and the statistics are so poor, that is the meaning.
I didn't see that coming. Doc, let me manage the little time that I have for Kojo and Director. Kojo, I mean, the president's announcement, happy with it?
Look.
Happy with
I
it?
have, no. How can
You're
I be
not
happy when
with it?
somebody comes into power, has been in power for almost 2 years, and after 37 deaths, that's when we hear announcement. Look, the garage coordinator, you see the presentation? Beautiful. Why now? Did they just get to know of all those encroachments? All those area photos that they presented? Why now? So what we say that, look, people say things that they can't follow through. People come into government and just basically have a arrogance of power, and they're happy just to be in power, and always want to blame the previous guy they came and said that was doing so badly and Ghanaians voted for them, right? Today, when every person speaks on this matter, they want to talk about garage money, what happened to 108, what happened to this, what happened to this. Meanwhile, in the last 18 months, nobody has spoken about any illegality in terms of any money until this flood happens. I saw a beautiful presentation by the carriage coordinator. If this presentation was made in March 2025, these deaths would not have happened. These actions that are being taken now, if it was taken in March 2025, these deaths would not have happened.
Why specifically March 2025?
Because that is when he appointed his anti-flood.
Yes.
Anti-flood.
If it was taken in March
2025, hold on. March 2025 is when they appointed Stan Dogbe as the head of the anti-flood task force.
Yes.
So that time, when if they knew all these things, by then they should have given us this beautiful presentation.
They've gathered everything.
My brother, please. We had an incident. People have to die for somebody to sit up. So to me, it takes the shine away from any action thereof. No, they should. But let's criticize and then afterwards, I'm not done with my submission. Ghanaians have to know that let's not make it look like we are out of the woods. And I have always said that there are two issues that we are dealing with. And I said it on this platform. We have people who have built in places they are not supposed to build, the encroachment areas, narrowing water outlets and all that. Those things are there, which we can see on the screen, right? Then there is also the issue of clearing of gutters which are covered alongside dual carriage roads, which is creating problems when it rains, cars cannot move. That needs to also be dealt with. But you want to now go and clear people's houses. They've bought land. They've built a house. You're going to break it down for a national good. No problem. But don't you think we should now make available alternative space for them? I think the government should really look at somewhere, maybe anywhere outside Accra, where there's land, to now move these people, to relocate them. It's very unfair if you go and break somebody's land, remove the foundation, and tell the person, sort of.
Which areas of these are you talking about? Are they at Ramsey sites or areas that are... okay.
The Ramsey sites where they have failed.
That's nobody has to compensate you, right? But if a decentralized body of the government aided you in purchasing a land,
if there is a
that
land,
shouldn't have been.
If there is a land, we saw the maps. You've seen the encroachment.
I've seen the map, yes.
You've seen the map, what it is now and what it was before. What I'm saying is that people's investment livelihood have gone.
I'm with you, Kojo, and I'm saying that for clarity's sake, so you mean that for those who should be assisted in a certain type of way, should be those who must have purchased land from somebody that knows better?
Yes, and sold the land to the person, and the person bought the land and built. You're now going to now uproot that person and clear that area. I'm not saying pay that person, but if we can make alternative arrangement for them to get land somewhere else and build there, because it will be very unfair. And in fact, some people can actually take it to court. Yes. You can take it to court.
Without permit?
Sorry?
They'll be going to court.
No, you can take it to court. You can, trust me, we live in a very democratic country. In instances where equity has built, people have spent money, you can't just go and uproot people. They have rights. So for national good, yes, these things need to be dealt with because we've all collectively sat back and realized these things happen, right? Okay. So going forward, one, is it too late? Yes, better late than never. The government sat on the job. Now they've woken up. They've given us the actions they want to take. Beautiful. We will support them. But let's not make this conversation about some monies, and I've seen some CSOs and some leading people trying to change the conversation. Let's support the government effort in making Accra a safer place. Okay. Garrett is a good agency. I'm happy they are continuing it, but in the last 18 months, they've stopped most contracts that were supposed to have been given at Garrett, and today they are complaining. The most important thing I want to plead with the government is that the people that acquired their land lawfully from certain families and blah, 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 that is supposed to be broken down. I think the government should make alternative arrangements.
Director, I'll give you the few minutes to make a submission.
Okay. First and foremost, let me say that the 2-day national cleanup campaign should be accepted by all. Let us all get involved and then make sure we clean our environment. Let me applaud the KMA for the action that they've taken. However, let's say the whole Accra, we have someone doing this. Let's give ourselves about 3 months. You see Accra back. Are you getting it? Because in front of Joy News, if there is open gutter and the whole place is choked and other things, we come, we take Joy News to court. Fine, you pay. Next time, you will not allow it to be there. The other side will do, everybody will be doing. It will minimize the impact of this flooding that we are experiencing now. So I will plead that let us all do it. It's just immediate relief, but it will not be the lasting solution to this one. And I think the national solidarity is very key. Let us all come together. Kojo, Poku, and Doc, let's talk to our people, we get involved, and then do it well. The communities, they should own it. You get it? They should own it. When we get to Alajo, everybody in Alajo should get involved. Wherever we get to, everybody should get involved. So that you own it. After these 2 days one, let us say that maybe once in every month, we'll be doing it. And everybody should participate so that at least all these things will not experience it again. But I will also advise the committee that was set, the anti-flood committee. You see, Standogwe has done a great disservice to government. Why am I saying so? I learned they've done extensive work, but they did not brief the nation whatever they've done, the plans that they are putting in place, and then a lot of deserting and other things. But you did not brief anybody. If you say it now, everybody will not believe you. So from now, let us be churning out information to the public. Yes, we need to account for our stewardship. Once you hold a press conference once in every half year or so, just to brief, it will not take anything from you. So that one should be there. Let us improve our waste collection and disposal too. All this that you are saying, the sama and other things, at times you cannot blame the people too much. You go to abroad, and this is your house. They've given you your key. You have a place that you keep your refuse. When your this is full, there is a place that you go and then put it. The next moment they take it out. Are we having the same thing here? No. The moment you say it, they will mention a certain name, but there is a big question mark there. So we need to improve by supplying dustbins to people. And then, you see, if we give the whole nation to one person, the person will be overwhelmed. Are you getting it? So let's say Greater Accra, they've given it to this person. Ashanti region, that person, every region. So we know you are in charge. If you know you cannot do, don't come close. Hey, producer, take your time. Let me.
I think that you've covered most of the important and salient points. And maybe we still will have the post conversation after the activities. There's so much talk about sanitation. Of course, you know that when they consolidated it, the ESSDRR, forgive me. When they consolidated, it means that you pay tax
let me put
a certain amount of
this information. Last week, I said something about the Bandru Road between Sheikh Amin and then Edianepa.
Yeah.
You see, Ayawaso West Wogon, the MCE, if I don't see action, I will advocate for your removal.
Okay.
Someone is building on the big gutter. I will sit there for the person to build. Then it becomes a problem.
The anti-tax folks will go and break it down. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you, Kojo. Another time we'll discuss the sanitation levy that has been consolidated and the visible gains that the government is using that for. But I'd like to end the segment by wishing a happy birthday to, this is from Irama, mother of all. Happy birthday to my dear friend Jennifer Ekwa Jebiwa. May God bless you and may your lines fall in the right path. From your dear friend Ewura Amma. That should be it for the news review segment. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oleuma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, and Pedrolo water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spintex Kakalika Plaza. Also find our various locations as displayed on screen, or call us on the following numbers: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
I didn't think it would happen to me, but it happened to me.
Ghana's digital economy is booming. Millions of transactions, billions of cities, a future powered by technology. But beneath the convenience lies a growing threat.
Now it's becoming more towards digital fraud.
If we place convenience excessively over security, we run the risk of breaking down the number one currency that we have in that ecosystem, and that is trust.
The Digital Economy Forum is a thought leadership series examining the opportunities, risks, and choices shaping Ghana's economic future. In our maiden edition, we tackle a critical issue, the trust crisis, why fraud is holding back Ghana's digital economy.
We need to have a 360-degree solution.
Join Head of FinTech and Innovation at the Bank of Ghana, Hanan Abdul-Wahab, Economics Professor Godfred Bokpin, CEO of Ghana Association of Banks, John Ewua, Executive Chairman of E-Crime Bureau, Dr. Albert Enchibuesiako, Chief Risk and Compliance Officer at Mobile Money FinTech Limited, Godwin Tamaklo, Deputy Director General in charge of Technical Operations at the Cybersecurity Authority, Stephen Kojo Seshi, and Head of Internal Affairs at Haptel, Ebenezer Bofo. The Digital Economy Forum, the Trust Crisis, Why Fraud is Holding Back Ghana's Digital Economy, brought to you in partnership with Haptel. It's happening on Wednesday, July 22nd at 8 p.m. live on Joy News, Joy FM, and across our social media platform.
All right, welcome back to the show. Let's conclude it with a conversation revolving around journalism, or say the media practice in Ghana. And there's an organization that has been around for a decade trying to improve the work of media in that particular period. But there's something interesting coming up again. So let's talk about that one here on the show. Joining me now is Nathan Kuduga. Is editor Dubawa West Africa. I'm sure you've heard about Dubawa and the work they do in terms of fact-checking, right? Now, Kwabena Bracco Powers is a researcher at Dubawa West Africa. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Good morning. Trans all is well?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, CGI, how do you pronounce it? Is that CGID or CGID?
CGID is an acronym.
Okay.
For the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Basically, that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you've been around for a decade, right?
Yeah.
Tell us more about the center, because many people do not know about it, and you know what it has been up to over the last 10 years here in South.
Yes, so CGID is actually, like I said, the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development, and it's more a media innovation and development think tank.
Okay.
And it has been around for 10 years, like you have said, and it used to be the Premium Times Center for Investigative Journalism.
Okay.
And I'm sure for viewers who may know about the media landscape in Nigeria, Premium Times is more like the multimedia of Nigeria.
Okay.
Very big, credible, and it has done a lot of investigative pieces. Now, we set out to do a center just to now build the capacity of the media and to ensure that the media actually become sustainable.
Okay.
So that brought about the center, and we rebranded to become the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development. And our mandate basically has been to empower or build the capacity of journalists across the West African sub-region. And we've also had the opportunity to train civil society organizations, as well as even government institutions within the media ecosystem as well. So basically, our mandate not only involves training, but also to engage in groundbreaking investigations. So I'm sure in Ghana here, Bracco Powers will talk about our activities with Dubawa and all that. But one of our groundbreaking investigations that we did has to do with the Ejapadia document. I'm sure quite a number of people know about the Ejapadia document and how viral it went during the elections. For now, not many people are talking about it. I'm sure we are waiting till another election and then we'll start talking about it. But we did an investigation, and then we're able to unravel the pieces, the trends, the networks, and everything around that particular document. So apart from that investigation, we've done quite a number of investigations as well, just within the media ecosystem, just to sanitize the media ecosystem as well. So basically, that's what we have been up to, and we have our tentacles spread across the English-speaking as well as the French-speaking West African countries. I think over 8 West African countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Bracco, I mean, in Ghana, a lot of people know much more about Dubawa. than CGID.
Yeah.
So what's the relationship between the two?
Yeah, so the thing is, as Nathan intimated, CGID is more like the multimedia brand, where you have the Joy cluster, the Adon cluster. So Dubawa, it's a department.
Oh.
That's CGID.
Okay.
So CGID is more like the mother umbrella body with other departments. So Dubawa's focus largely is to help in sanitizing the information ecosystem in West Africa, and largely in Africa. So we talk about false information, fake news, deep fake, and we talk about even synthetic media. So where these days you hear people, you see people, sometimes they can even create an image of a video of you advertising a product, and they will have the background, they will have the Joy News background, as though you did the advert right in the studio. So these are some form of synthetic media that people are churning out on daily basis to confuse people and to clog the information ecosystem, so that genuine information that is supposed to get to the right people do not get to the people.
Okay.
So CGID has a group of departments with independent focus. So we have one like Dubawa focusing on information ecosystem. So we also have mine, which is predominantly about election monitoring, promoting democracy and accountability. And we also have another focus where they are primarily is to spearhead the artificial intelligence, the understanding. So we have a lot of focus under, or a lot of department under the CGI.
Okay, all right. Now let's get into what's happening on Thursday.
So basically we're going to have a media summit, and this media summit is just to crown the 7-year activities of Dubawa that we have engaged in over a period, and to usher in CJID proper. But even before that, we have a 3-day program which actually starts today. There's going to be a regional OSINT fellowship which has brought together journalists across the West African sub-region, and we are training them on open source investigation. So that training actually starts today. It will continue tomorrow, and then on Thursday will be the media summit proper. Okay. And that summit is actually going to bring together all the stakeholders within the media and democracy ecosystem. And I'm sure what we have been talking about is democracy. And this democracy aligns with the vision of what CGID itself is, which is to consolidate democracy within the West African sub-region with the help of the media. Okay. There is no way we can build the democracy without helping to build the media ecosystem. So the theme for this summit is to consolidate the democracy within the in Ghana here, using the media as a tool. Okay. And so we are going to bring everybody who matter within the media ecosystem as well as the democratic ecosystem. So you talk about the NCCE, you talk about the policymakers, CSOs, media houses, everybody who matter within the ecosystem. We're going to have a panel discussion on issues about disinformation as well, and how that is also contributing to depleting the gains that have been made within the democratic ecosystem as well. So basically that's what we're going to do on Thursday, but it actually begins today and then tomorrow.
So what must we expect from CGID after the summit?
So the thing is that Ghana is going to get the full bouquet, because when you look at Nigeria, CGID has all the departments operating in Nigeria, but in Ghana here it was only the Dubawa. So with CGID launching in Ghana, it means that we're going to have all the departments, the relevant department working in Ghana to help in shaping our democracy, particularly accountability. And I know you are keen on this, because in most of your questioning with your guests, your focus is accountability, how we ensure public accountability. And Dubai has a department which has a focus of ensuring that Ghanaians or the government account for every cedi that Parliament allocates to them. So we're going to have the full bouquet of CGID, the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development, all of its departments working to ensure that Ghana's democracy is sanitized, public accountability is ensured, and Ghanaians have value for their money.
I'm grateful to you guys. Our time is up. Else I would have asked you for a final word, but because of time is up.
That's it.
Nathan Gaduga is editor Dubawa West Africa, and also Isaac Bracco Powers is a researcher with Dubawa West Africa as well. Now, happy birthday to you, Lovia Akosua Oforewa Efrifa. To you, Isaac Amwa, Rukayatu Kabiru, Celestine Moro Yaro, and Gertrude Kwao. All of you are members of the Makers House Chapel International, that beautiful chapel of yours. I love the place. Happy birthday to you guys. May God bless you. And that's coming from our big man here. KOP, we call him Kweku Usu Pepra. Happy birthday to you. And to all of you who joined in, we say thank you. Up next here on the channel is the news desk. Thanks for joining. We'll meet again Goal in tomorrow. Good morning.
Let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number one, let's bring baby girl. Let's bring. He did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Through every stage of life, let's go. Some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A forceful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is